vests and thongs, whoa, I love that feeling. Zipper hoods have got the goods, owie, owie, oh. Points and thongs and vests and thongs, whoa, I love that feeling. Zipper hoods have got the goods, owie, owie, oh. Boink, boink, dooby-doo, you know what I wanna do. Yay! Boink, boink, dooby-doo, you know what I wanna do. Box stuff. And vests and thongs, woo, I love that feeling. Zipper hoods have got the goods, owie, owie, oh. Boink, boink, dooby-doo, you know what I wanna do. Hey, boink, boink, dooby-doo, you know what I wanna do. Fun stuff. Gay, 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 it's fun to be. Gay, 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 let's party like we're moving. Gay, 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 gay. And thongs and vests and thongs, whoa, I love that feeling. Zipper hoods have got the goods, owie, owie, oh. Points and thongs and vests and thongs, whoa, I love that feeling. Zipper hoods have got the goods, owie, owie, oh. Boink, boink, dooby-doo, you know what I wanna do. Yay! Boink, boink, dooby-doo, you know what I wanna do. Box stuff. And thongs, whoa, I love that feeling. Zipper hoods have got the goods, owie, owie, oh. Boink, boink, dooby-doo, you know what I wanna do. Hey, boink, boink, dooby-doo, you know what I wanna do. Fun stuff. Gay, 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 it's fun to be. Gay, 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 let's party like we're moving. Gay, 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 gay.
Check. Check one. Check two. I'll be there. I think we're. Oh, yeah, for you on the Insta. Almost there. Okay, and going live on Instagram in 3, 2, 1. Hey, there we go. Look at that. Hello. Is everybody in? Is everybody in? See the chat room popping up here in a split second. Well, looks like it. There you are. G'day. I think I got it. I think I'm going to go straight to the chat room and say hi to everybody. Hey, welcome to the show, everybody. It's Hal Sparks, Megaworldwiide. We're there. We're here. We're up. We're on. We're going. And it's, let me tell you. I don't know if you guys have been keeping up with the shocking of the jocking in right-wing circles right now, but man, there are times when you're just amazed. And welcome everybody, hit that like, share the show, etc., etc., etc. There's the Venmo. You can point your camera at it and take a picture, and then you can, there you go. Anyways, help me out. There are times when you're just like, I thought we had pegged the shock meter. There are times when I was like, you know what? I've seen so much. I've been through so much that a lot of it, I'm just kind of like, how much more shocking can it be? Now, horrible, yes. I mean, obviously, there could be some sort of horrifying, nuclear scenario, war breaking out. We'll discuss how there seems to be a new plan for the Middle East that some of the right wing are feeling like they're going to have to not the Middle East, South America, that they're going to have to defend very soon, which I warned about last year during the campaign and when he actually made it into office. I won't use the word won anyways, but for the record, like there are some talking points in the right-wing media that they're like, oh shit, here we go. Like, the tariffs aren't going to work. It's bad. We know it's not working, but we've got to admit we were wrong about supporting it just to kiss Trump's ass. And either he's going to be mad at us and MAGA's going to be mad at us, or the entirety of the populace, whether they support us or not, are going to hate us because if we don't admit to this reality. So, really fun. Also, can I show you something I found? I'm doing a big trip back. I'm going to drive back with a bunch of my dad's stuff that he gave me, mostly musical instruments, a couple of guitars and a couple of banjos that he left me, and I don't want to fly with them. So I'm going to rent a car and drive from Kentucky to here. And that I don't know when I'm going to do that. There's a lot going on. Hello, Scotland. Love you. And I'm so glad to be from there, So, this, ladies and gentlemen, this is a square nail. In case you've never seen one. I've often discussed the fact that my dad and I made square nails for one of the rehab projects he did for the old Kentucky Library, not the current one, which is from the 1800s, but the other one that was from not the current one that's, from the 1800s, the one that's from like mid-century of that, where it was wood. It's still up, and so wood, was held together with square nails back then. And so to replace the ones that were lost in the remodel, my dad and I made a bunch of these. And you cast them, and they're not the strongest things in the world because you cast them the way they're casted, but it's, anyways, when I talk about that, I'm not sure people know what the fuck I'm talking about when I mention square nails. And there was one, in a little little chest thing that my dad had with a couple of pictures of me from school. I'm fairly certain this is one of the ones that we made. So, anyways, that's a square nail. That's an actual hand forged square nail. Yeah, it's like a little railroad tie. It's like a mini railroad tie. That's exactly right. So, anyways, that was just something cool. And so it will be here on my desk as a constant reminder, just so you know. Anyways, love you guys and hi and all that stuff. Now, there are, what is a couple things that the right-wingers hate when maggots turn out to be something, like maggot leaders especially, turn out to be, rhinos. When they're not all in on the Trump agenda because, quite frankly, it won't work. They figured it out, and their district will be hurt specifically. So they're like, I'm not 100% and everybody's like, it's like the end of Body Snatchers. They're like, rhino, when they see him. Pretty hilarious, their reaction to that. I mean, rhino is worse than commie at some point. And considering Trump looked like he was going to blow Mamdani when he was in the office, it was there. It made them very nervous about anybody who's like, "You're a socialist." I'm like, no, they're not. They're just recognizing that the American people have a priority for their tax dollars, whether they like it or not, whether the reps like it or not, and that's where it's got to go. Especially red states, because they need the social safety net more than the blue states do. But so But you can turn, let's say corporate welfare socialist or something like that, and they'll kind of let it slide. You can bail out the banks, and they'll be mad about it for a couple of years, but then they'll forget it, right? But 2008, right? The bailout was Obama's fault, and a bunch of Republicans voted for it because it was really the only solution that existed in material reality. But they had some fantastical Nassar Jassar nonsense that they figured, why don't we just zero out the world or some horseshit that would have basically driven everyone in the country into poverty. But since other people were like, yeah, that's fucking nuts, I'm not going to participate in that, they're like, So there's those moments, right? And there's things you can kind of become. You can, how do I even move into this? There are a couple of things you're allowed to be. And by and large, gay ain't one of them. But let's just say it right out. There was a period where, in an attempt to drag some of the independents from the middle to their side, they were like, we're okay with them, let's live and let live. I wouldn't do it, and that's not for and I don't think it's a religious thing, but that ship had sailed for a bunch of them as far as gay marriage or those kind of things. But amongst their own it was like there was some like, we got one too, with Milo Yiannopoulos or some of these other folks, like, we've got a gay. Here's one of our gays, right? And then the log cabin Republicans, which have all but vanished in, as far as being a voice for anything. Now they don't even organize. It's just Bessent's in the White House, so why bother? But as far as the MAGA sphere on the interwebs, that's where it becomes a big no-no. Really, really big no-no. It's peculiar that's such a big deal to them, right? But it is, and it's one of those things where, well, I'll show you. Okay, so recently, you'll recall, Tim Pool, the last time you joined us on a previous episode of Hal Sparks Megaworldwiide, Tim Pool had talked shit about Candace Owens, talking shit about TPUSA, and then somebody allegedly took shots at his house. And so the maggot civil war, as we left it last time, was had moved into from the metaphysical to the physical, and that's, we don't know if that's who shot at his house, but that's the assumption everybody is operating on. And then this happened. So if you'll recall, we haven't seen Peanut Butter Dickhead and crew in a while, because that whole Epstein Files thing, Vinny can only have so many like forehead vein pops in a week. And I don't want to nauseate my audience too much. Yeah, Candace is definitely on the warpath, and it gets better all the time. This, though, is in the realm of the oh my god. Now, if you know what this is and you know where this started, keep it to yourself in the chat room for a split second till I get to show you what the clip is that's setting things off, and then we'll take it from there. Yes, Poole never filed a police report. It's like, we're reviewing footage. Did anybody see it? And like somebody back. Anyways, god damn. So we'll get to that in a minute. That's the lesser story right now. Already, the whole Candace Owens said Charlie Kirk was killed by his own company and his wife, and Tim Pool blasts her for that, and then somebody shoots at his house. Like, that's a fucking what? Like, that's melodrama of the highest order. That is a telenovela of MAGA levels, right? But what could come along and dwarf that? I'll show you. Anyways, hit that like, share the show. It's Hal Sparks Mega Worldwide.
The right-wing commentator Tim Pool's home is shot by gunmen who approached property in a vehicle, and so that's.
Well, they weren't pushing the vehicle. We don't have any footage yet, so they very well may have been, dragging it.
One part of the story that we can go to. Rob, can you put the tweet up? Last time a vehicle approached our property and opened fire, no one was hurt. Our security team is reviewing the incident and will be relaying the report to
skip.
appropriate law enforcement. This is the price we pay for speaking out.
Yeah, blah, blah, blah.
What happened with him? Somebody stopped by his place, and he's been extremely critical. Zoom in a little bit, Rob. So there is a reason Barry Weiss go a little bit lower.
What is that screen for in front of you,
lower,
fucking
security
moron? What is that for? Stop telling him to, like, scan stuff up. Motherfucker, link your iPad to the screen and go, You're a millionaire. What the fuck is wrong with you? Stop bothering Rob. All right, that's all I'm going to say.
Shots were fired. Okay, go in the comment section there. We're in contact with police and FBI. Thank you for everyone who reached out. If anyone has reached...
We're in contact with them.
achieved Chicken City, the shots are audible. Unfortunately, we do not archive the live stream. There will be Friday night to midnight. So go a little bit lower to see what the market is saying about it. Nope, yes, my head. Free, keep going. Okay, boom, guns, Tim Pool, line. Okay, so the audience is giving him a hard time. Go back on...
Oh, no, they aren't. Those 4-5 fucking tweets are giving him a hard time. Half of them, it's so stupid. Like, what? Stop reading into life at all. Does this dumb fuck not understand the concept of a subset of a subset of a subset of a subset does not equal the whole? Like, how many times do I have to remind people of this? You know what? I don't care. Let him think that the world is turning on Tim Pool.
Previous tweets. Let's see what else we find. Go back on previous tweets. Is there anything else below it? Keep going.
Keep going. Stop. Keep going. This is a great show.
So that's down one. Is there anything else? Nothing he's shown. Memory thoughts are someone is trying to scare us, but he was security guard and armed guards, and so deferred. Okay, you want to approach, open fire. No one was hurt. Click on the December 6th tweet. Go a little bit lower, Rob. That's the one that got 8 million views. Okay, so this is the one. So Megan Kelly, this is awful. I'm so sorry. Keep going a little bit lower. Sorry.
There's him. That's his own tweet. We're living in strange times. Glad to hear no one was hurt.
Happen.
Way to be non-committal.
Everyone is okay. Retard finder. BS has to stop. Michael Flynn. Okay. So this is the part where the East Coast, West Coast gangster rap, it's getting a little bit like that right now. And the temperatures are very high.
So, okay, what he's inferring here is this is maggot on maggot crime. Which, by the way, hey, maggots, don't shoot anybody. Don't shoot other maggots. Don't shoot non-maggots. Stop fucking shooting at people for use your big boy words, you fucks. But still, goddamn, this is, think about this for a second. Think about last November, about this time, the first week of December, last year when Trump had just won and got through this. Absolutely. I'm seeing popcorn emojis flying through the chat. Imagine if you went back in time and explained to people that this is the conversation that they would be having, that a verbal argument over Charlie Kirk getting assassinated would foment violence between maggots. And that's also Trump's tariffs won't work. Also he's got dementia on such a scale that the people around him are terrified of what he'll do if they don't gack him full of Adderall if he has to do anything after 6:30. Holy shit. This isn't like... All right. Let's continue, though, because this ain't... Thanks, Angela. Yeah. Leave your staff alone. Stop asking them to do shit for you can do for yourself. Design a system. Get a Stream Deck, you lazy fuck. It has a page up and page down button. Son of a bitch. All right. All right. Do I have to show? Okay. Son of a bitch. All right. Let's go. I'll shut this thing. Yeah. This is the Stream Deck, that hardware that I use. And this is just one of them. You can do other button setups and go through them. Like I have one for Ecamm Live and one that I built just for OBS, and you can switch back and forth to them with a keystroke or with a single button. And each one of these can have multi-actions or a single action. And see the button with the light bulbs on it? When I push that one, the lights go out. See, like, I did that all by my lonesome. It's not even fucking hard, you lazy prick. Leave Rob alone. I just have to show you this. Okay, there are all kinds of things you can do. Multi-actions. Actually, these things are fucking great. I have way too many of them, but I feel like I'm building my own little Star Trek. Yeah, they're macro buttons, absolutely. But they're simpler than that because they come like pre-configured. But one of the big ones is, let's see, navigation. Let's see, where would it be? I don't use this one very often. So system would be, like, you could add a hotkey right here. Any program that has a hotkey, you can open an application. You can open a specific app or a page or a folder. You can open a specific website. You can have a hotkey switch that when you hit it once, it does one thing, and you hit it once, it turns that thing off. There's shit all over the place in here. There's OBS stuff. There's in Streamlabs. If you have nano leaf lights or hue lights, you can control them in your house at the same time. And there's so much of this I barely use, at least on this setup. But like putting a hotkey in for page up and page down takes all of like 2 minutes, you lazy bastard. Hey Rob, good idea. I have an idea for you. Give this dipshit a Stream Deck for fucking Christmas and program in page up and page down buttons for him. Jesus. Kelly knows. Anybody on Twitch, if you got a Stream Deck, you know what's going on. Like, these things were a godsend. In some cases, like they're, like things will break on them. They don't quite work. There'll be an issue with them, but overall they work pretty well. And I'm a huge fan. So he could have one of those, and it's like this fucking big on his desk. It wouldn't take up any, just scroll with your thumb. Watch. I have a thumb button. Here's what I use, so you guys know, in case you ever want to do your own magic show. In the lower right-hand corner of all of the 2 Stream Decks I have right here, on both of them, so that it doesn't matter which one I'm reaching towards, the lower right one is a play-pause button. That's how I stop and start the video. That's why my hand is like this most of the time when I'm doing the show, because I'm stopping, right? Rob will be out of a job. No, he's still got to, arrange the clips and all that kind of stuff. He just doesn't have to do this stupid, lazy grunt work that, I don't know. Anyways, point being, because you think this guy's going to do any of the other work? But if I push this button...
Be careful with this, where it's going.
Video starts, video stops.
Right now. Now.
That's it. Huh? All right. So, it's the human version of a genital wart. Well, all right.
He did have a guy named Milo on the podcast.
This is where it gets good. Hey, you know what? I'm just going to give you time. Go to the kitchen and start making some popcorn. We're just going to hang out until this chat room. I'm just going to give you a moment. For those of you who don't know, Milo Likes to Crapolopolis is this guy who used to be a gay influencer for Trump and MAGA, and he's the guy who tongue juts all the time and goes when he's talking. Flamboyantly gay, overtly gay, and now he's an ex-gay, and he became a Catholic, and now he has a wife or a girlfriend or something, and he's figured his thing out, and he's no longer gay. And now his whole job is apparently outing every other person who's gay, in the Republican Party or the MAGA sphere, so that they can, become ungay. Morning, Kathleen. So, woof. All right, here we go.
And Milo gets up there. There's some very weird stories that came up the last few days.
Uh-huh.
He says, why would you even go there? He's on a podcast with Milo and George Santos. And Milo...
He's on Tim Pool's podcast.
...makes a claim about Charlie Kirk. And then there was another claim over the weekend that I think Charlie's about to divorce and leave Erica Kirk. These 2 stories are hitting up at the same time, Rob, if you want to find the other one as well. But play the...
Yes, please play the clip, because I have... we got the theme song ready.
It's fun to be gay. Let's party like we're moving gay.
all right. It's all right. Okay. And to all our dear friends out there, the gay people who watch the show who are going to stay gay forever, bless your hearts, and I'm sorry you have to see this dickhead. Oh, God. Yeah, please don't think for a second that that because I view these people as inserious wastes of space, that does not mean I don't take my belief in everyone's rights very seriously. Just for the record, I'm going to fuck with these people because they deserve it. Okay, here we go.
First, go ahead, Rob.
I'm always a couple of days behind watching on the show because I've got stuff going on. But somebody tweeted today that Candace said that she believed that they were about to get a divorce. I think he was gay.
Just like, pow. She's talking about Charlie Kirk. Listen to that again. Like that's not even like leading into the other part of this. Also, the hand gestures, like. What was that? It didn't take, I think is the phrase that comes to mind. Oh, thanks, Ella. Welcome. I try to put on my streams every day, so yeah, thank you so much. Okay, so listen to that again.
A couple of days behind watching on the show because I've got stuff going on. But somebody tweeted today that Candace said that she believed that they were about to get a divorce. I think he was gay. I think he was gay. And
come on,
this is on Timcast, by the way. And by the way, who comes to the defense? Who comes to the defense of Charlie Kirk's heterosexuality?
you know that you do know that I've criticized.
What?
Like I'm sorry,
George Santos. There you go, ladies and gentlemen. No better collection of people that are just completely, yes. Yeah, the perfect panel. I never thought it could happen, but it certainly did, ladies and gentlemen.
It's fun to be.
I'll be back right after this. Okay. So, wow. All right, wait. George Santos, if that is your real name, it isn't. Is the studio cold? I think so. I think they had to turn off the heat so that there wouldn't be a heat signature, so the drone strike couldn't come that Candace Owens was sending. So they needed to zero out the heat signature of the compound.
But why would you even go there?
Yeah,
to say something like that?
Oh, I'll tell you why.
No. The man's dead. You're calling now. You think he's gay?
That's when people can talk. That's when people can tell the truth.
Yes, right. Now that he's dead, I can tell the truth about him. Right-wing values, ladies and gentlemen.
Okay.
That just
disgusting.
Can we do a Trump Epstein segment just to clear our palate?
I don't. Oh man.
So there's two things.
I can't. I'd like to. Oh man, with the ow.
One, that Erica Kirk was about to get a divorce, and two, that Charlie was about to divorce Erica, and two, that Charlie's gay.
I don't.
What
believe
is the
that.
history between Milo and Charlie, Rob? Do you know?
That's a can of worms. Do you really want to know? Because he might know. Well, by the way, he said I think, so I'm guessing it wasn't firsthand. I'll give you that. The friend of a friend of a friend, if you know what I mean.
Sure, I'll take a look.
I don't listen. Milo was on fire.
If I can say,
Go ahead.
Charlie's been relevant for 10 years.
More,
right?
Yeah,
But legit.
Yeah.
Milo hasn't been relevant in 10 years.
Very good point.
So there's probably very little overlap, my assumption.
Yes, he was.
Go
No,
on.
because he was. Mind you, Milo.
No, he was all throughout the first Trump term, buddy.
Was like you
Was
said
the
he
original gay
He was
conservative.
out there. He was talking. He was pushing. Like I'm talking about. Like
He was talking and pushing. That is true. Yeah. I mean, Vinny would know better than I, but he was definitely talking and pushing, in theory.
Numbers, with crime, with you name it, he was that guy. Then he disappeared, and now apparently, which I do respect a lot, he's like, listen, I have been celibate for 5 years. Yes, I'm gay, but I'm not practicing that because it's just not good and it's evil. And this is coming from him. He's saying that, and I respect that. But this time,
I respect that, but letting me know that other people are gay who died gay and now I think they're in hell for just being gay is so uncomfortable that I'd rather just talk about the fact that Trump was Epstein's wingman for a quarter century.
salacious, he was gay, as if he has receipts.
Yeah, not a practicing gay. Look, I got to tell you something. Judging from how Milo used to talk and probably still does in private, I don't think he needed to practice anymore. I think he had it down, if you know what I mean. Like, all right.
Okay? And George made a good point. He's dead, okay?
That is a good point. I mean, it's materially true as well, so.
Defend himself. So now you say that, and now trolls are just out there. And
also, why would you have to defend yourself about being gay? It's just a reality, or it isn't, I guess, right?
Minds.
Yes, and Milo got his 10,000 hours in. Yeah, Milo is he mastered gay.
Going to keep adding. Oh, he was going to leave Erica and all this nonsense. I think it's BS.
Well, it might be that they were. By the way, it wasn't that he was going to leave her. It was that they were going to get a divorce, and maybe it was because, I don't know, she found out he was gay, and that would be one of the reasons. I mean, for this, it's all myth, anyways. I don't give a shit. What, like, are you taking anything that Candace Owens says seriously? It's hilarious, but the fact that these assholes have to chew on each other about this is glorious.
And then
it's commercially licensed gay. Do we have any? Do we have any gay officials like who can quantitatively explain the gayestness of the gaiety of the gayness that's going on there, so that we know what strata of gayness is going on from these experts? By the way, Vinny, congratulations in a video that involves Milo Yiannopoulos talking about Charlie Kirk being gay. You give us the gayest freeze frame ever. So congrats. Like, this is so weird.
Oh, Pat, if you want him to play the clip first, because he talked about Benny Johnson too. He went at Benny Johnson.
Yeah, that's the part I want to show you. Oh, he went after Benny
on the same podcast and said Benny did allegedly some crazy gay stuff. Which, mind you, did you know that a guy showed up to Benny's house on December 6th, Robbie? I slacked it to you. He said this man, Andrew Ayer, showed up at his house. He was ranting about me and went door to door in my neighborhood trying to find me, terrifying my neighbors. We believe he was armed and fled before the cops arrived. And you could go down, Robbie, to the guy. That's the guy. So this is...
Where'd you meet? Mm-hmm. Louis Anderson had a similar experience. The guy wasn't violent, but it was publicly embarrassing for him, I guess.
This weekend was a trend of people trying to either shoot up conservative houses or trying to go and find them. I don't know if Ayer is Middle Eastern or whatever. But then Milo claimed, that Benny has done some crazy gay stuff in his past.
In all fairness, though, I think Vinny thinks all gay stuff is crazy. So I don't know what the distinction is, really. I don't think it matters. But I like to point out that in theory, Vinny thinks any gay stuff is crazy gay stuff. Or maybe there's more to it. Maybe he went into deeper, no pun intended, territory. Define crazy, exactly.
And then even George Santos goes, this is libelous. He could come after you and he could sue you. And Milo said, I've been doing this for 15 years. Nobody's ever sued me because I have receipts. And then, Rob, if you want to show that, is this it?
Sexual overtones. Benny Johnson.
These people are friends. Why are Republicans gay? I don't know that they are. I think they very well may be, in some cases, homosexual. But since I view gay as not just a physical attraction, but a heart-based, gay people aren't gay because they want to just have sex with a person of the same sex. It's because they want to
love and have a partnership with that person, right? As well. That would be the gay part. Otherwise, you'd just be a hedonist or some shit, right? It wouldn't matter. It's just a hole. And as they say in the Navy, there is no wrong hole. But so that's one of the things. Like I think you can be just so self-involved that you're just like, it's a power dynamic or something. I don't know. But the idea that these folks actually have sympathetic and empathetic love for another human being is the part I question. And that would be required for being gay, because I think that's right. That makes sense to anybody? That gay isn't just wanting to have sex with someone of the same sex. It's also wanting to have a relationship and have them as part of your life and all that. All right. So
pictures of his children every 2 days. It's weird. And everybody knows what went on with Benny Johnson in those lobbies and in those hotel rooms at SAS. Everybody knows.
I don't. No. I don't know what you're talking about.
Men. Younger men, not underage. At least I don't know that. His wife was crying drunk in the lobby 3 SASs in a row about how her husband was upstairs.
By the way, 3 sasses in a row sounds like how Milo got drunk. I've had 3 sasses. I can't take another one.
Student Action Summit.
With boys. Listen to him, listen to that part too. Hold on. With boys.
Everybody knows.
I don't. No. I don't know what you're talking about.
Men. Younger men, not underage. At least I don't know that. His wife was crying drunk in the lobby 3 sasses in a row about how her husband was upstairs with boys.
Student Action Summit.
Okay.
He's at the Student Action Summit. Basically the idea is that he was fucking college dudes while his wife was getting drunk in the downstairs bar. Look, let me say something to you liberals out there. When are you going to learn the value of traditional marriage the way the right has? When are you going to start living the depth of your relationship, like they do? The fine example that they set. Benny Johnson, Matt Schlapp, Milo, right? That's the problem with you liberal gays and your, I don't know, your promiscuity that's so out of hand that you want to get married and commit to the person for the rest of your life. I'm disgusted, personally. The wife is also fucking college student. We don't know that. I don't know that that's the case, but whatever. So, anyways, this is going very well.
Oscar.
Go, Oscar!
Come on.
Go ask her.
Come on, Milo.
Go ask her.
Milo, aren't you ever scared of getting sued?
See?
You say some crazy. I'm sitting here like I am humbled by the Lord.
Wow.
And you're
That you guys-
a
George
villain.
Santos is like, you're a liar.
Look,
There's no team.
By the way, that line was from Vinny. George Santos is calling him a liar.
That's in this room right now to express how I feel.
George, I have said these things about people for 20 years and never once in my career been sued. I've issued 3 corrections in my entire journalistic career because I get my facts right. And people know that they do not want to go through discovery.
Actually, I want to say this.
People know that they do not want to go through discovery.
Never been sued for anything I've ever said about anyone.
The one thing I can I need to.
I love how Tim's just trying to dweeb his way in between the girls, while they're having it out, while they're, they've gone beyond spilling the tea to throwing the glasses of tea in each other's faces.
Because I'm right.
The most terrifying thing about Milo is that he knows all your secrets. Oh no, he knows everybody's lore. Trust me. I am terrified of Milo.
So Benny Johnson, Rob, can you show Benny tweeted, and Benny said I have no choice basically, and he has to go after him. Can you find that one, Robbie?
Yeah.
I think he said it. It was very recent.
Tweets a lot.
He tweets a lot.
Yeah, jeez, he's out there.
Here it is.
Yeah. I'm duty bound to take action to protect my family against those who maliciously defame and attack us. More to come soon. Pray for the healing for some of these really sick delusions.
I don't know if you'd put more to come as your... Never mind.
Jesus
I'd use stay tuned personally, but whatever.
redemption. The legal system is about justice. Happy Sunday. Did you see Milo's response? Milo responded to this, and
Girl.
Read the comment section to see if there's maybe anything there that Milo maybe commented in the bottom.
yo, don't pray for your enemies.
Keep going, keep going, keep going, keep going, keep going, keep going. Stop. Keep going, keep going, keep going, keep going.
For Loomer saying, Benny Johnson, pray for your enemies to be destroyed and celebrate when they struggle. We don't have time for compassion for evil people. Break them down and conquer them with psychological warfare until they beg for mercy. Don't pray for them. Yeah, Milo's, I think, Robbie, I put it in our group chat that I put what Milo said. And it was Milo's
Well,
basically.
just go to Milo's account, see what
Yeah.
Milo's saying. Maybe you'll find something if you go to
Oh,
Milo.
it's right here.
Like looking it up. Like I think I've got it in Milo and I have a Signal chat.
Okay.
Holy moly!
Oh
guys,
my God!
We're not
No, we're not gonna read all of it.
The shorter version.
Yeah, exactly.
Of that.
He basically says to him and his wife, "I know more about defamation," and he says, "I know about your more than your marriage than I think." He goes, "I know about nocturnal liaisons de generous." I don't know. He's speaking French with chaps and assless chaps, and about being caught in flagrant delicto and conferences.
In flagrante delicto. Naked, stupid.
Attended by students, some of them. So basically, Milo's saying, if you want to bring it, because I have proof that Benny Johnson was allegedly with young boys. That
Boys?
young boys. This is what he's saying, and what he's saying is that what he's saying is all this kids, and you're taking photos is to kind of diminish that you're really a gay guy. I don't. By the way, I don't respect.
Right. Can we just, I don't know. Can we just revel in this for just one fucking moment? Holy shit. Yeah. Also, yeah, young men. I insofar as I know, hold on. Student Action Summit, conservative, something, whatever. Yeah, so that's this is like the Turning Point USA gatherings that they talk about with like all the college kids. So I wouldn't say they're more, I mean, there could, don't get me wrong, there could be high school kids that come to this. I wouldn't doubt it, but it's mainly, I think, focused at, speakers, Charlie Kirk. This is the last one was before this, whatever. So this is the one that had Tucker Carlson and Rusty Trombone, and who's the other one that got him in deep shit because he brought him? Yeah, Dave Smith. That was supposedly, according to Candace, this is the one that got him killed. But it's a Turning Point action thing. This was in the Tampa Convention Center in Florida. Yeah, 15 and under, general admission is $50. Student minor general. So yeah, there are minors there. Wow. It seems to be the target. Student general admission, young adult general admission, adult 15 and under VIP. Get the special behind the scenes hangouts. So yeah, I guess there were young minors there.
Like, unless
To me, it's all
no, it's all
no
noise.
signal.
And about the Charlie thing.
Sure.
that is
That's
the
where I'd
most
like to focus for a
BS,
second.
disrespectful. Like, he's lucky.
Why would being gay destroy your respect for a human being who had the same values as you politically? Oh, right, you're a pretend Republican, right?
Somebody doesn't punch him in the face. That's to do that to a guy that's dead and dealing with everything that like his whole family's dealing with. Come on, bro. Come on. Unless you slept with him and you have proof, shut up.
Well,
Unbelievable.
There's some things you just say, cool, but
how about if he slept with somebody who slept with him and they have video? Does that count?
nice story.
I'm gonna be in the side of the court that says it does, probably.
Keep it moving. To claim that Charlie Kirk, a masculine, tall, strapping man,
Yeah.
Sorry, you've never seen a tall, strapping, masculine gay guy?
that is a leader amongst leaders, married, kids. When have you ever heard any claim like that? Ever against Charlie? Not even one.
Well, I guess they were good at keeping it under wraps.
Talking about biblical prophecy, talking about what it's like. The one thing that I would be critical.
Sorry, you think that people who preach haven't been outed as gay and married at the same time?
Of Charlie on the one thing was he thinks step one for a young man should be get married. To me, that's like
Right, especially if you're gay, because it gives you cover in the right wing media sphere. Whereas if you're a liberal or you're a Democrat or something like that, then you don't have to. You know what I mean? You can just be yourself. But if you're in the right and you're going to join Turning Points USA and stuff, get married right away. You can gay all you want behind her back, but right? Jesus.
5. Like make money, have a career, have a profession, do good, save
Then be gay. No, sorry. Then gay it up, right? When you make enough money to pay people off, that's when it's safe.
money. Then all right. So you think Charlie's just living a lie? That to me is stupidity.
Yeah, it's dumb.
Number 2, back to the beginning of this segment, Tim Pool's house apparently got shot at.
His house or a studio? I don't know what it was, Rob.
I
His
think
home.
it's like a compound,
Compound,
that they
okay,
all
gotcha.
work out of.
Let's just connect some dots for a second. Who's the one person that Tim Pool has been beefing with hard for a few weeks now?
Camden.
And is that person black? Just throwing it out there. Could that person be materially, if not culturally, black?
Candace Owens.
Yeah. And I mean, talk about gangsta.
Where was she? I'm not accusing anybody.
She wasn't in West Virginia, you dumb motherfucker. Yeah, she did the drive-by.
Would never. I'm just connecting dots. I'm just asking questions.
Yeah, that's all I'm doing. I'm just look, if there was shots fired, I'm just saying whether she was in the state or not, check the black chick. What the fuck? These people are friends. Hey, Boston Brian, I think he might be in the chat. Is Boston Brian in there? Dude, we have to start beefing like this because it's apparently the algorithm loves it. So, buy a paintball gun. We're going to have to, or some firecrackers. That's what it is. So we can at least go. I thought it was shots. It turned out it was fireworks. But that's obviously a form of terrorism in its own right.
Guys, I'm just asking questions.
Yeah, I'm just asking questions. I'm doing the coward's way of implying, which is allowing for the inference therein.
Doing here.
I don't know if I thought about it. People are telling me, like it could have come in a dream. I don't know. But where was Candace when Tim Pool? I would never accuse her of such a thing. I would never. But where was she? I don't know. But I know, but you know what I know? You know. But I'm not saying she would never. Anyway, I wish you the best.
Rob, what is this,
Silly.
Rob?
Adam sent this. I believe this is Benny Johnson
this is what
reading
Tim
a tweet.
Pool
Yeah.
had to.
Yeah. Oh, wow. You've got footage of Benny Johnson reading a tweet? That's shocking, since that's all he ever fucking does. Hey, guys, it's Benny. Here's another tweet for so-and-so, and they said stuff like this and stuff I half read that I can't even really explain. And then they responded with this, and here's another tweet, and there's another one right there, and then this happened. And so it's it's really shocking that here's another tweet that I'm going to read out loud that you could read out loud on your own if you could read, you wouldn't be watching my show. But
Say about Candace, I believe. If you can punch in that. I received information this morning that put the final pieces together for me. I can now say with full confidence that I believe Charlie Kirk was betrayed by Candace Owens and some of the very people who claimed to be his friend. Yes, I will be naming names and providing evidence.
yeah, we saw this. This is him copy and pasting what she said about Turning Points USA and trying to make it meaningless with this. It's so stupid.
My claims, I am making a personal plea to every well-meaning person who donated to this organization to say thank you. You were lied to, and Candace
He's basically
knew.
took her tweet, Candace's tweet, and basically made it like how she posted
He
it.
called her a POS. He called her scum. Last podcast, Listen, I've been critical of Candace. I didn't go this far.
Is this
Something's up here.
The whole Candace, not because I know you want. We're doing one more, or no, we're done. No. I was just gonna ask you if you have any more stories. You know what would like 9 Assyrians heard that? You know what? Like, is this a good suggestion to squash the whole Candace TP USA on a live stream? An outside party will pay for a professional.
Oh, no, they invited her.
No, Adam. I'm talking about. Have Candace say who's the number one person, because I don't know. I don't follow it like this. Whoever the number one person is that she thinks was involved with Charlie's assassination, that's what TPUSA.
Bibi Netanyahu
Hold
can't
on,
make
no,
it that
ready
day,
for this? No, from TPUSA. Have him come on a live stream. We would pay for a outside, hold on, I'm talking about the number one polygraph giver in the United States.
I thought they were going to debate this. You would say to take a lie detector.
Sit down and do the preliminary questions. Are you this? Are you wearing this color? And just, Adam, look how easy this is. One question. Were you involved with Charlie Kirk's assassination? If they pass, she has to pack up the bags and it's over. But
why? What if they just have a rock in their shoe and if you only ask them one question, you have no baseline. So you don't know whether their breathing rate and their heart rate is going up or down. I'm talking logically about this, but this is fucking stupid. But all you got to do is put a rock in your shoe, and then when they ask you that question, just put. And when they ask you the questions like your name and where you live and all that stuff, jab the rock into your toe, so the pain will make your heart rate go up. And then when they ask you that question, lift your foot up, and it will either be inconclusive or it'll look like you're answering it truthfully. You know, you're relaxed. You're more relaxed than you were answering questions about your name. Yeah, go on, Maury Poe. You are not the father of a massive conspiracy.
if they fail that question, then there's a problem. But I'm mad. Like, just get it over with. Ask the question that you want. Because, by the way,
can't get it over with, Vinny, because then there's no watch me on the next episode.
No. Well, that's what I'm saying. You want to squash it? And people always go, lie detector tests aren't accurate. Then what?
Right, yeah, especially that thought ran through your own fucking brain, and as this whole thing was coming out, and now you feel stupid for bringing it up, and everybody else in the room thinks you're stupid for bringing it up, and you're wasting airspace, and the only airtime rather, and the only person who doesn't mind is PDB because he's just happy to fill airtime.
Why does the FBI use them? Why does the law enforcement use them? Watch the show The First 48.
Well, currently the FBI uses them because the leadership is paranoid and doesn't trust people.
If you want to say, hey, listen, I'm good, take a lie detector test, and you pass it like that, they'll let you go. Period.
With all this unity, you want to take a look at midterm polling data? Shall we look at that?
It's not looking good.
That's my parting shot. That's not a snarky comment, even though it was. My comment, and it's not aimed at you guys. It's at this whole echo chamber. We got midterms coming up, and pretty soon we're not going to be arguing with each other about this stuff. We're going to be sitting there saying, oh, we lost Congress, and now we're trying to figure out how to get laws passed to get things moved forward, and now the president doesn't have a Congress on his side.
Yeah.
Sorry, I should have been ready for that one. Hold on 1 second. Where's my there it is. Sometimes I have my screens are of so many mice places. There's just out of effect. There we go. Okay.
That's where this is heading. Then you know what we get to talk about? What are we going to do for these 2 years to take the country back? You know what I mean?
Is that a crazy cow sheet? They're saying there's a 75% chance the Democratic Party is going to win in the midterm.
I'm sorry. I should probably. You know what? In all fairness to these guys. Sorry, guys. Continue.
Pat is
What Candace said.
What?
Who cares about your midterms? That's what she said.
Yeah.
Who said
No,
that?
by the way, did you
Candace.
hear?
Yes.
Candace said, who cares about your midterms? Like,
Who cares about your midterms? Who cares about your You're asking me who cares. No one cares more about my midterms than me. They're my midterms.
Yeah, and Tim Pool's biggest knock against Candace was we are trying to win the midterms, and
Shut up and scroll the page, Rob. Keep going. Stop. Keep going. Stop.
we're going to cost us.
Forget about Tim Pool.
Okay. Wow, that felt good. Wow, I was able to do it for a split second. That was nice. Thanks, PDB.
About Tim.
Jerk.
What did Charlie Kirk do for the last 15 years to protect what? So when you say who cares about the midterms,
Conservatism.
you're saying who cares about Charlie's vision.
Right.
So to me, congratulations.
Yeah.
That's your midterms for you next year.
And this is
if it
pretty
goes the way that it
accurate.
does.
And
This
this
is
is
pretty
why the
freaking
one
accurate.
thing that I say,
Man. It's pretty fucking accurate, right, Vinny? Thank you.
Candace she's a bad friend.
She is a bad friend. I mean, you have stupid friends, and you have ones that smell and never pick up the check. But a bad one, those are far too common.
Friend wouldn't try to tear down Charlie's legacy. She's hammer, nail, just. It makes no sense to me.
That's scary
Tucker's
as hell.
buying a house in Qatar. Candace is tearing down Turning Point.
What is happening? My whole worldview is falling apart.
Say, and George Santos has more logic than any of you yahoos out there at this point. Good luck. 2025, 2026 can't come soon enough.
If you love Christmas as much as we do, Kai,
I don't think you do. Man, oh Shevitz. What, is he going to sell shirts?
we got 3 Christmas trees in the house. It's a spectacle. Every Christmas when,
We got our Future Looks Bright Christmas ornament, our Future Looks Bright Christmas tree topper. Rob, bring up the. That's not bad, actually. Rob, bring up the Christmas tree thing. Keep going. Stop. Keep going. Stop. Shut up, Vinny. Keep going. Stop, Vinny. Stop. Keep going. Okay.
giving ends that
My audio just cut out? Not on my end. I'm okay, right? Refresh your page, because I'm talking. It's okay.
on Friday, I have to carry this 10-foot tree that weighs 600
Boo fuckity who.
pounds, and the family waits for me to come through, and we get this big tree, we put it in there, and I go up the ladder, and I'm telling you right now, every year I'm getting closer to falling. Okay, I had it under control at 43, 44.
I saw the ladder.
At 47, Vinny, I am so high.
Wait a minute, 47? Holy shit. I'm 9 years older than this motherfucker? I am 9 years older than him. Almost a decade. I'm quiet compared to the screen. Okay. I think that was just temporary, right? Yeah. Just refresh your page. Holy God. I feel better all the time. You're getting old, how it happens? Yeah, I'm not getting as old as fast as these guys. Holy shit. Like, I'm 6 years older than Alex Jones. Anyways, by the way, every year I bring in a myriad of Christmas trees. We'll do the fake one here that we put together because we have cats and they will turn it over and then fire. And a real tree in Kentucky and a real tree in in Ohio when we go up to visit the cousins up there. I'll help with that shit if they need me, if I'm there, in the early part of the holiday. Right? So, and every year I'm worried less and less about falling when I'm putting shit on the tree. What?
I'm so high that if a little bit
It's over.
slips, I'm falling on my back. We're doing podcasts out of a wheelchair. I'm
Nobody's
telling you
not
right now.
nobody's helping
No.
you?
And it's always like, can you put the star all the way up top? I'm like all the way trying to put this thing up. I think there's something going on. Like it's like an inside job. There's a story right
You
there.
have to do it yourself.
No. It's a blast. Obviously, everybody loves it, and Dylan loves decorating the tree. I hope for those of you guys that do as well. We love Christmas, and our Christmas
Oh shit, they're selling ornaments anyway.
merch is officially out.
Our Christmas merch is officially out. Rob, put it up on the screen. Keep going. This guy was shaving at 6. Yeah, it does a job on your face, I guess. Man. Well, that was a fucking adventure, don't you think? Okay, next up, by the way, there's so much to cover, but I want to do this Politico interview that they did with Trump. The Conversation, which is an ironic title for this. I think it's smart that this young lady put more distance between her and Trump than most people do. But here we go. We're going to dive into this and break down Politico's questions, his answers, etc. Hit the like, share the show, etc., etc., etc.
Welcome to a very special.
Okay, don't care. Okay, here we go.
As the most influential conversation.
Thank you.
So Politico has named you as the most influential person shaping Europe as part of our annual Politico 28 list. Past names that have...
Considering Europe is falling into a quagmire, do you feel like you bear any responsibility for that?
Top the list include President Zelensky, Prime Minister Giorgia Meloni, and President Viktor Orban. This year, Politico broke precedent to recognize an American for the first time in the history of P28. And sir, there is no question that you are having a seismic impact on the continent and its politics. One of the most pressing issues in Europe right now is the war between Russia and Ukraine. Your team has been going...
Never should have happened, and if I was president, never would have, and a stolen election, and Putin's my friend, and I thought it'd be easy, and I solved 8 wars.
Back and forth.
I wouldn't say one. I would say the most.
The most. You're right.
Fuck. Look at that. Dude is cooked. Also, if I may, hold on. Where is it? Yeah, here you go. I got it. I mean, it's only fair. Just, I apologize, folks. The nut is just part of this. It just happens. So just be aware. Okay. I think did that button work on that? No. All right, here we go.
Team has been going back and forth between Putin and Zelensky with various drafts of a peace deal. Which country right now is in the stronger negotiating position?
Well, there can be no question about it. It's Russia. It's a much bigger country. It's a war that should have never happened. Frankly, it wouldn't have happened if I were president.
Yeah, just fucking go there. Like, they're a bigger country, so they must be winning. They're not. They're getting their ass handed to them. They've lost over 1 million people, dumb fuck. They're not in the better position.
And it didn't happen.
They have a demographic problem that Ukraine does not have.
4 years. I watched that taking place, and I said, wow, they're going to cause some problems here. And it started, and it could have evolved into World War III, frankly. I think it's probably not going to be happening now. I think if I weren't president, you could have had World War III. I think you would have had a much bigger problem than you have right now. But right now, it's a big problem. It's a big problem for Europe. And
I magically fixed it without ending it, but I basically did. But, you know, it wouldn't have happened if I was there. But now that I'm just magically there, it won't magically go away because I don't know why.
Handling it well.
Last night you said that you weren't sure if President Zelensky was fine with the most recent proposal, that he isn't ready. I was hearing from your advisors around Thanksgiving that they thought this thing might be wrapped up by the end of the holiday, but it's still not done. Is Zelensky responsible for the stalled progress, or what's going on there?
Well, he's got to read the proposal. He hadn't really.
Oh, I see. Yeah, he probably just hasn't read it yet. You're right. It never occurred to him to just read the fucking thing. You know, it's funny. He may have already read the Russian version since it was completely translated from Russian talking points.
He hasn't read it yet.
The most recent draft.
That's as of yesterday. And maybe he's read it over the night. It would be nice if he would read it. You know, a lot of people are dying, so it would be really good if he'd read it.
A lot of Russians.
His people loved the proposal. They really liked it. His lieutenants, his top people, they liked it. But they said he hasn't read it yet.
Yeah. We like it, but the boss, you know.
He should find time to read it.
Is it time for Ukraine to hold an election, do you think?
Yeah.
Fuck you, lady.
I think so. It's been a long time. It hasn't been doing particularly well. Yeah, I think it's time. I think it's an important time to hold an election.
What about Russia?
You know,
you think Russia's ever going to hold another election as long as Putin's alive?
They're using war not to hold an election, but you know, should have that choice, and maybe.
Yeah, and you know who will step in to fill his shoes? One of the military commanders who's more hawkish on this than he is.
Zelensky would win. I don't know who would win, but they haven't had an election in a long time. You know, they talk about a democracy, but it gets to a point where it's not a democracy anymore.
On Sunday, your son.
Yes, like in Russia and in China.
Donald Trump Jr. responded to a reporter's question about whether you will, quote, walk away from Ukraine. And your son said, I think he may. Is that correct?
No, it's not correct, but it's not exactly wrong. We have to, they have to play ball if they don't read agreements, potential agreements. It's not easy with Russia because Russia has the upper hand, and they always did. They're much bigger.
If they always did, why didn't they fucking win? Why have they lost more people? Why do they have to use meat waves if they have better equipment and better people? If they have all these great people, why don't you use some of those people to build better equipment and fight a more technologically advanced war instead of using fucking tanks and trucks from the 50s, you dipshit?
Stronger in that sense. I give Ukraine I give the people of Ukraine and the military of Ukraine tremendous credit for the
Really? How do you feel about the grass?
bravery and for the fighting and all of that. But at some point, size will win generally.
Nope.
This is a massive size. You take a look at the numbers. I mean, the numbers are just crazy. This is not a war that should have happened. This is a war that would have never happened if I were president. So,
well, then why didn't it stop as soon as you showed up? If it magically would have never started because you were there and like, uh-oh, daddy's home, then why didn't it stop the second you got back in office? Why are they not afraid? What would you have done that you're not doing, that you couldn't do now?
Millions of people are dead, many, many soldiers. Last month they lost 27,000 soldiers and some people from...
So soldiers aren't people, according to Trump. Film at 11.
Was being launched into Kiev and other...
Oh, Kiev.
But what a sad thing for humanity. This doesn't affect us.
There's a thing between us called like oceans.
Our country is no longer paying any money. It was just Biden gave him $350 billion so stupidly.
No, he didn't. He spent it in the Midwest so they would send arms over there because it was basically a jobs program in the United States.
If he wouldn't have given it, maybe something else would have happened. But
you mean the Russians would have sent in more rape squads and would have been more successful, and then they'd be salami slicing their way into Eastern Europe right now?
Putin had no respect for Biden, and he had no respect for Zelensky. Didn't like Zelensky. They really hate each other.
Also, that's not why wars are fought. He could like the fucking guy, but if he wants the country and he's going to invade it, who gives a rat fuck what their relationship is? As a matter of fact, in the case of Belarus, there have been a couple of times where the Russians and Putin particularly have wanted to sort of like tacitly take over Belarus, and he's buddies with the leader of Belarus, and yet that dude's like, fuck you. No, that would be a war too.
And part of the problem is they hate each other really a lot,
Really a lot. That's the problem. It's a personal beef. It has nothing to do with the rape squads.
And it's very hard for them to
really a lot.
Try and make a deal. It's harder than most. I settled 8 wars, and I would have said this is the 9th. This would have been the easiest one I would have said, or one of the easier ones. I mean, I settled.
Yeah, mid easy.
One that was going on for 36 years. I settled Pakistan and India.
Also, he means fucking like DRC and Rwanda, and they're still fighting. I don't know what the fuck he's talking about. Like it's like an agreement. He just had him come in and sign shit and like, look what I did. It's just cover for the Epstein shit. I'm a peacemaker. I'm solving all these things. How dare you throw the fact that I may have fucked underage girls?
So many wars. I'm very proud of it. And I do it pretty routinely, pretty easily. It's not hard for me to do.
Especially since none of them were actually wars.
I make deals. This one is tough. One of the reasons is
because it's an actual war.
The level of hatred between Putin and Zelensky is tremendous.
And you're right, you're not spending money, but you sort of are spending your time and your energy on this.
I want to stop saving, I want to stop seeing people killed.
If Zelensky rejects this deal, is there a timeline? Is there a point at which you say, okay?
Well, he's going to have to get on the ball and start accepting things. When you're...
Why doesn't Russia have to get on the ball and start accepting things? It would be over if they just fucked off. Do you think the Ukrainians, do you think there's any fear amongst the Europeans, the Americans, anybody in the fucking world, that if Ukraine just took over the territory it previously had, that the people in that area wouldn't have the rights and privileges of every other Ukrainian? And that legal system and those legal protections and those freedoms are superior to what they would get if they were controlled by Russia. So fuck off with this Zelensky needs to back down nonsense. Russia needs to fuck off.
Losing, because it's losing.
Do you think Ukraine has lost this war?
Well, they've lost territory long before I got here. They lost a whole strip of seafront, big seafront.
Okay. Just big seafront.
I mean, you look at the maps. I've been here for 10 months, but you go back 10 months and take a look. They lost that whole strip. It's now a bigger strip. It's a wider strip, but
it's a wider strip of seafront.
They lost a lot of land. And
it was the same as it's almost the exact same amount of land. Like, I think, Russia has claimed a section of the Donbass that altogether stretched out is the size of Rhode Island for 1 million lives.
Very good land, too, that they lost. You certainly wouldn't say it's a victory. I could show you a chart.
Yeah, it is. If a much bigger country attacks your country and you hold the ground that they attempt to take and drive them back before they're able to take your capital, and it's been a stalemate when they outnumber you by millions, yeah, it's a fucking victory. The Ukrainians are great. They're kicking ass.
It's a lot of land they lost.
It's a lot of land. I think
think of it. If our election wasn't rigged, it was a rigged election. Now everyone knows it. It's going to come out over the.
Well, according to the pipe bomber, the Jan 5 pipe bomber, that's what he thought. Apparently, that's why he planted the pipe bombs at the RNC and the DNC, because he thought, like, he heard Trump say it was a stolen election and believed him.
Next couple of months, too, loud and clear, because we have all the information there. But if the election wasn't rigged and stolen, you wouldn't even be talking about Ukraine right now.
The resounding.
Right, it wouldn't exist. It would just be another part of Russia. They would have won. They would have never had a chance.
Consensus in Europe right now is that they want to keep supporting Ukraine until they can win this war.
Until they drop, yeah.
Well, is that realistic in your view?
I mean, look, then they should support it. Europe I'm friendly with all of them. I mean, I like all of them. I have no real enemy. I've had a couple that I didn't like over the years. I actually like the current crew. I like them a lot. But and I know them very well. I know them really well.
Mm-hmm. Yes. Which one of them has your favorite laugh when you leave the room?
Some are friends, some are okay. I know the good leaders, I know the bad leaders, I know the smart ones, I know the stupid ones. You get some real stupid ones too. But
these are muscle memory phrases from the campaign.
They're not.
Yes, and he does. You're right, Karine. He looks like hammered shit right now.
Good job, Europe. It's not doing a good job in many ways. They're not doing a good job.
I want to ask you about that.
They talk too much, and they're not producing. We're talking about Ukraine. They talk, but they don't produce. And
what? They talk, but then what are you talking about? What does that even mean? Does anybody know? Like arms?
War just keeps going on and on. I mean, 4 years now it's been going on, long before I got here. This is not my war. This is Joe Biden's war, and in terms of America.
Yeah, nothing says leadership like going, well, this started before I got here, so it's not my fucking problem. And even though I said it magically would have never happened when I was here, I magically can't fix it. So, yawn, I'm going to go golfing.
It's a very sad thing. And the only reason I really care about it is because I hate to see young, beautiful people being killed.
But old ugly ones you're cool with? All right, good.
That's largely why I got involved. I mean, if you look at the Congo and Rwanda, that's been going on. 14 million people at least killed. Nobody has any idea how many, but killed. Machetes, a lot of machete killings, vicious. But if you look at the...
So you're going to intervene in Sudan then? Because that's actually happening right now?
Wars, and some of the wars that really were going to be millions and millions of people.
In all honesty, like there were gonna be, Sudan's happening right now, like 60,000 people dead in 10 days. Sudan's death toll, I mean, it started a year after the major fighting, started a year after like October 7th in Israel. And there are like, I want to say 4 times as many dead in Sudan. Maybe 5 by now, because it's so brutal. Nobody gives a shit. All the Free Palestine people are like, you know, that you probably back in the day would have been wearing, watching Hotel Rwanda and caring about Darfur. Couldn't give a shit. Because they're all black and there's no Jews on either side.
Prime Minister of Pakistan said, I saved millions of people by getting involved with stopping India and Pakistan from fighting.
I do want to
Yeah, how many people are you stopping from getting killed between Pakistan and the Taliban in Afghanistan?
back to Europe for a moment, though, because you said they're not doing a lot of things right in your view. And just
Well,
last...
they can't be doing too right because look what's happened.
Well, your administration just released
They can't be doing too right because look at what's happened.
national security strategy that sent shockwaves throughout Europe. The strategy says a key pillar of American foreign policy should be, quote, cultivating resistance to Europe's current trajectory within European nations. How much should European leaders prepare for your administration to push to reshape the continent's politics?
Well, Europe is a different place.
What do you mean
And
by
if
that?
it keeps going the way it's going, Europe will not be, in my opinion, many of those countries will not be viable countries any longer. Their immigration policy is a disaster. What they're doing with immigration is a disaster. We had a disaster coming, but I was able to stop it. You know, we have no people coming through our borders now. 0, 7 months. I mean, who would
Right.
leave 0?
Also not true, by the way.
We went from millions of people.
It's almost as if right-wingers and Russians aren't paying people to charge the border and come up here in the first place anymore.
In some cases, millions of people a month, but millions of people to no people.
That's not what Europe looks like.
The opposite, yeah. I know Europe, they're coming in from all parts of the world, not just the Middle East. They're coming in from the Congo, tremendous numbers of people coming from the Congo.
Oh, you mean like who was that? Hold on. Yeah, not only the people of the Congo, but their leadership. Holy shit, right? Let's see. Congo, Trump, Congo. Yeah, there's. The people in the Congo are just showing up everywhere and causing trouble. Oh, wait a second. U.S. prosecutors push to seize apartment tied to Congolese president and luxury Trump complex. Embezzled funds were allegedly used to purchase the Manhattan apartment for the use of the daughter of one of Africa's longest-serving authoritarian leaders. At the Trump International, U.S. authorities are looking to seize a $7.1 million Manhattan apartment as part of a corruption probe into the Republic of Congo's first family, court documents show. In a forfeiture complaint filed in March, federal prosecutors allege that funds embezzled from the state coffers were used to purchase the luxury apartment at Trump International Hotel and Tower for the use of Claudia Lambumba Sassou Nguesso, the daughter of the Central African country's longtime scandal-plagued president. The complaint describes how a web of shell companies ultimately owned by Sassou Nguesso was allegedly used to funnel millions of dollars out of Congo, with some of the money invested in the two-bedroom apartment overlooking Central Park. Beautiful place, couldn't be better. You know, we love that Congo money. You know, it's the Congo people we don't like. What you should do is if you have 7 million people from Congo leaving, that's terrible. But if you have $7 million from the Congo, that's a whole other story. And
Even worse, they're coming from prisons of the Congo and many other countries.
Prisons of the Congo. I love that movie, by the way. It's great. I mean, I hate Marlon Brando's work, but you got to give him credit in that one.
And for some reason,
I don't know why I'm here. It's hard to decide what I'm even doing here. Why am I here?
It's great.
They
So good. Whatever it is, he's yelling through the bamboo. It's terrific.
be politically correct, which actually I think is the opposite of politically correct, but they want to be politically correct.
What would that be then? Politically correct, the opposite of politically correct. The phrase escapes me.
And they don't want to send them back to where they came from. And Europe is, if you take a look at Paris, It's a much different place. I loved Paris. It's a much different place than it was. If you take a look at London, you have a mayor named Khan. He's a horrible mayor. He's an incompetent mayor, but he's a horrible, vicious, disgusting mayor. I think he's done a terrible job. London's a different place. I love London. I love London. And I hate to see it happen.
Yeah, all that Russian money's been getting driven out, and so you can't even use it as a tax shelter anymore.
You know, my roots are in Europe, as you know.
Right.
And I hate to see that happen. This is one of the great places in the world, and they're allowing people just to come in and unchecked, unvetted.
So how involved are you going to get? I mean, could we see you getting involved
Is that an edit?
in European
I want to
elections,
run the
for
United
example?
States. I don't want to run Europe. I'm involved in Europe very much.
Might you endorse
NATO
candidates?
calls me daddy. I mean, I have a lot to say about it.
NATO calls me daddy. Just type that up someplace and leave it or whatever. I think it's actually it's probably a Belgian word that sounds like daddy, but actually means farty.
Look, I raised, the GDP from 2% to 5%. The 2% they weren't paying and the 5% they are paying.
Sorry, you raised the GDP of Europe? He means the NATO money, but he's fucking stupid.
And they're paying it because when we send things over, NATO pays for it, and I assume they give it to Ukraine. But
You assume? You're not tracking it? So we're just sending people weapons and we don't know if they're using it for what they say they're going to use it for or not. They just, fuck it.
Europe is being destroyed.
Would you consider getting involved in some of those elections to put in leaders that you think are better suited?
Well, I've endorsed people, but I've endorsed people that a lot of Europeans don't like. I've endorsed Viktor Orban. I endorsed, go back to South America, Latin America, South America, Milei, Argentina. He was losing in the election, and I
Fairly certain that's not in Europe, but okay.
endorsed him, and he won in a landslide.
Yeah, with Viktor Orban, beyond endorsing, he recently said that you promised him access to U.S.-backed financial shield worth up to $20 billion. Is that right?
No, I didn't promise him, but he certainly asked for it. But
Would you consider giving that to him?
I just think he's doing a very good job in a different sense on immigration. His country's landlocked. He's got a different kind of a country. He doesn't have the sea, so he can't have ships coming in with energy. He's got a big pipe coming in from Russia. They've had it for a long time. It's a different situation he's got.
So would you consider
But one
some
thing
financial
one thing he has
assistance
really,
there?
He's really gotten right is the immigration, because he allows nobody in his country. And Poland has done a very good job in that respect too. But most European nations, they're decaying. They're decaying.
You can
Oh, okay. So you are projecting.
imagine some leaders in Europe are a little freaked out by what your posture is, and
No,
European.
they should be freaked out by what they're doing to their countries. They're destroying their countries.
Well,
And they're-
European Council
and
President-
they're people I like. Look, they're people I like.
But they should be freaked out. I'm freaked out. You're freaked out. Probably more than anyone. Sitting here in front of me, you can smell it. Let's not play.
Get along with them. You know that. But they can't let this happen. And it gets to a point where you can't really correct it. There'll be a point, and it's very close to that
and
point.
what will that mean?
It will mean that they're no longer going to be strong nations.
Does
or
that mean
they'll
they won't be allies
Or
anymore?
they'll be, well, it depends, it depends. They'll change their ideology, obviously, because the people coming in have a totally different ideology. But
He just wants to basically say like Arabs and specifically like either Pakistani or Middle Eastern Arabs that are bringing Sharia law and all that kind of stuff. That is what he's talking about. He's and in some cases, people from like sub-Saharan Africans who come up there as well. That's what he's talking about. He means they're changing the color and with them the ideology, because the people that can actually afford to make it there aren't your run-of-the-mill, Somalis or your run-of-the-mill, Middle Easterners, are the people who can afford the trip. And those people are, either emissaries of the governments that are there or the organizations that are there, whether they're terrorist organizations and the like. That's who can actually make the trip, not just people who are looking for a job. And that's the concern part, where they've gamed the system in Europe. And that's what Europe's pushing back on right now. And that's why the changes are coming there. Not because that refugees don't deserve help, or that the general populace of any of those countries they're talking about don't deserve the help. It's that those are the people that deserve the help aren't the ones that are coming. And he's saying stuff from prisons or whatever, but it's not true at all.
It's going to make them much weaker. They'll be much weaker, and they'll be much different.
And what will that mean for our relationship
look at
with
your mayor
them?
of London. He's a disaster. He's a disaster. He's got a totally different ideology of what he's supposed to have. And he gets elected because so many people have come in and they vote for him now because, it's like, it's one of those things. But I hate what's happened to London, and I hate what's happened to Paris. I hate when I see it.
Sir, it's sometimes hard to tell
what the fuck you're talking about.
when you say these things. Do you intend to send kind of a message of tough love to our allies to push them to make reforms? Or do you think that many of them are just weak and you don't really want to be allies with them?
I think they're weak, but I also think that they want to be so politically correct. I think they don't know what to do. Europe doesn't know what to do. They don't know what to do.
I don't know what to do, so I project that onto them.
Trade
I don't know where I am.
either. I mean, I look at a lot of the trade, situation that's going on over there.
Okay, now he's trying to dole it back to a conversation he wants to have.
A little bit dangerous, but Europe, they want to be politically correct, and it makes them weak. That's what makes them weak.
It sounds like you want to see some pretty massive changes.
Well, I think
in
they
Europe.
should get the people out that came into the country illegally.
I want to ask about
If
NATO.
you take a look at Sweden, so Sweden was known as the safest country in Europe, one of the safest countries in the world. Now it's known as a very unsafe, pretty unsafe country. It's not even believable. It's a whole different country, Sweden.
And Sweden most recently joined NATO. One of the things that the national security strategy says is that the U.S. should work toward ending the perception and preventing the reality of NATO as a perpetually expanding alliance. Are there countries in NATO that you think shouldn't be in the alliance?
Oh, fuck off. Yes, Russia.
Well,
Sweden,
there
for
are
example?
countries.
So they sent him a softball. They sent him, like, she's definitely, as at the person, what's her name, Dasha Burns, she's on Team MAGA, if not, right-leaning Republican, and has been being sent as sort of, the eye candy emissary for the neocon world, I guess.
That are difficult for NATO. Not that they shouldn't be. I think it's good to have them. Turkey's an example. Erdogan, he's a friend of mine. Whenever they have a problem with Erdogan, they ask me to call because they can't speak to him. He's a tough cookie. I actually like him a lot. I think actually, look, he's built a strong country, strong military.
He used the U.S. dollar to boost his country, so that guarantees that money stays in circulation.
But they have a hard time dealing with him, and they ask me to call him. And I do call him, and I always work it out with him. He and I work it out really
Yes, everything's always worked out with Erdogan.
quickly. We had some people that he
God damn, this is fucking dull.
released that were taken and going through years and years of court cases and everything else. And I said, you got to release him. And he did. He is, very different than a lot of the other leaders.
Yeah, I hear he's Turkish.
They have a hard time with him, but, they shouldn't really have a hard time with
Should
him.
NATO stop accepting new members? Should NATO end where it is now?
Well, there aren't that many left when you get right down to it, right? There aren't that many left. It was always,
Well, the key phrase is accepting new members. Are you suggesting that we should deny entry if someone thinks it's in their best interest for their citizenry and their borders to get into NATO, lest they be attacked by Russia as well?
Before Putin, it was an understanding that Ukraine would not be going into NATO. This was long before Putin, in all fairness. And now they pushed, when Zelensky
No, it wasn't. 97, Russia signed off on anybody who wants to join is allowed.
first went in and first met Putin, he said, I want two things. I want Crimea back, and we're going to be a member of NATO. He didn't say it in a very nice way either, He's a great salesman. I call him P.T. Barnum. You know who P.T. Barnum was, right?
I do.
One of the greatest on earth. He could sell any product at any time. That was his
Right, he was a bullshit artist, like you and like Putin. That's why you buy everything that Putin sells.
expression. I can sell
It's a
any
fucking flea circus.
product at any time. It was true. He said, doesn't matter whether it works or
Oh my God, chat, is it just me? Or is this just fucking... what would be the purpose of an interview like this? To give the illusion to people who are concerned that Trump's brain is turning to tapioca, that he still knows what's going on, or that he's still engaged, or whatever. But it's so low energy, and it's so droll and boring and detailless, and it's just like, he's my buddy, and I have friends, and I don't like them, but they like me, and I like this is fucking rough. There is no policy here. And she's asking, I guess, policy questions, leading them, by the way, it seems, on behalf of Russia. But fuck me. All right, I don't know how much more of this I can take.
But he's P.T. Barnum. You know, he got crooked Joe Biden to give him $350 billion.
Oh, I'm sorry. Zelensky is P.T. Barnum.
And look what it got. It got him
half of the territory they took back, and has held Russia at a stalemate, even though the country is, whatever, 6 times the size of Ukraine in terms of population. Not even. Three times the size.
25% of his country is missing. And in all fairness to Biden, Obama gave away Crimea.
Right, that all happened in 2014.
Obama, because Crimea was the heart. You know, I'm a real estate person at heart, right?
Jesus Christ. Yeah. Tell us about Gaza now.
I'm very good at real estate. And every time I look at that map, I said, oh, this Crimea is so beautiful. Wow. It's surrounded.
Wow, look at it. It's the shape of it. It looks like it's like a tiny little African continent in the middle of the Black Sea.
On 4 sides by ocean.
Well, by sea.
You got a little piece of land to get to, to the main, I mean, Crimea is massive, but it connects the part of Ukraine that we talk about now.
Right.
Through a small little jetty.
That's right. That's what it is. It's just the sliver of land or whatever. It's just the bottleneck is terrible.
It's 4 sides of ocean in the warmest part. It's got the best weather, best everything. And I know you are Ukrainian, and you know Ukraine very well. And Obama forced them to give up Crimea.
What kind of Ukrainian are we talking about, ma'am? Are you the kind that was like left when the place was lost? Your parents moved out because when the USSR fell, you lost your fortune because of that? Yeah.
I remember when it happened, but I wasn't involved like I am now. To the knowledge that I have now, I have great knowledge of you.
Super chat. Not the president in 4 months. He's done. I agree. I mean, we were thinking 3 to 5. That's what.
Now I have great knowledge of.
Really, this conflict began back in 2014. People forget, long before the invasion of a few years ago.
Well, you know when this conflict really began, though? It was simmering for years, but when Obama gave up Crimea, that was a big thing.
That's when she said, shithead. That's what she meant.
I do want to ask.
Do you agree with that?
She already agreed with you. Yes, 2014. That was the year that happened.
Big piece to give up. You are of Ukrainian descent.
That was a major, I remember, when I first moved to the United States, a lot of people didn't know what Ukraine even was. And it was in 2014 that people suddenly started to realize how.
Right, because it hadn't existed as a country except from 1991.
Significant geopolitically, that area really is.
I just say, from the standpoint of beauty, weather, everything, Crimea is the warmest. It's just got such great potential. And Obama forced them. Obama did this. This is not Biden. Well, maybe he was involved, but I doubt it. He probably didn't know too much then either. He was never the brightest bulb. But, Obama gave away. He made them give it away.
Well, I do think your approach to Europe is so different than any of your predecessors. And
I just want to see a strong Europe.
And this national security strategy, says a lot about the changes that you want.
But you have to understand. Here's my approach.
I think she's trying to, kiss your ass to move on to the next question. Does he think she's contradicting him?
I want to see a strong Europe. When they allow millions of people to pour into their countries, many of the
I just want to take another shot at brown people, I guess.
People are committing tremendous crimes. And again, look at Sweden. I'm not knocking Sweden. I love Sweden. I love the people of Sweden. But they go from a crime-free country to a country that has a lot of crime now.
Yeah, part of the way they also were crime free is because they legalized a lot of things that most other places consider crime.
Look at Germany. Germany was crime free, and Angela made two big mistakes: immigration and energy. But those two are beauties.
Well, one country that is pleased with the change in strategy from the United States is Russia. A Kremlin spokesperson called the strategy document a, quote, positive step, and said the adjustments they're seeing are, quote, largely consistent with Moscow's vision. Do you think that's a good thing?
Well, I think he'd like to see a weak Europe. And so
would I. So that's why that's in our document. Holy shit.
You know, to be honest with you, he's getting that. That has nothing to do with me.
But he thinks the changes that you're making and what you laid out in your vision for Europe is what Moscow wants to see.
I have no vision for Europe. All I want to see is a strong Europe. Look, I have a vision for the United States, America first. It's make America great again.
Yeah, I have two bumper stickers, basically. Just, you know, I have a hat. I can wear either hat if you want.
I do explain to you.
It's not a vision so much as a visor.
Because I think, you know, I'm supposed to be a very smart person.
All right, I'm done. God damn, this is so fucking tedious. It's not just me, right? Again, nothing new is going to come out of this, obviously, but Christ almighty. All right, because there are other things I want to jump to, and then, good Lord. Here we go, yeah. I want to jump to two little things, and we'll see if I got time for each one of these. Boink. Where is it? How long is this one? Okay, and I'm going by how much time each one is. Okay. You know, I gotta move on because it's just so fucking dull, and it's not gonna amount to a hill of beans. It doesn't matter. So, but you know, some people need defenders. Some people need to, someone to come to their rescue. Some people are fucked, basically. This is Bill O'Reilly defending Bongholio. I guess Americans, he goes, the deputy director is not getting a fair shake from the media or many Americans. Now, do you think he gives a fuck about what we think about Bongholio? He means maggots. He's worried that maggots are madder than anybody else.
I remember Dan Bongino.
It's pronounced Bongholio.
I guess he was had a radio show and
something like that. I don't remember. It's been a long time.
He was on Fox occasionally, I guess. I never had any use for him. And
well, congratulations. That's the same way most voters feel.
Vice versa. I mean, he just despised me, and that was fine. Sometimes you judge.
It is normal. Hey, broken clock moment.
Yourself by the quality of your enemies. But anyway, Bongino, the reason I didn't
Bongholio
like him as a media person was he just say that his stuff. He never back it up. He was a commentator. He had a right to do that. But I mean, I'm a much more methodical guy than he is.
Yeah, absolutely. That's what I always appreciated you about you, Bill, is the amount of detail while you're going. Ah.
Then he gets appointed to be second in the FBI. His whole profile changes. Now he's a public servant. So
real responsibilities, you mean?
I supported Kash Patel as the director when he,
as opposed to,
was nominated. Bongino, I just went, all right, Patel's going to be running the show. Anyway, Bongino.
Is there even a show anymore? I think the show has been canceled.
Oh, is being treated unfairly. I have to report. So he goes on Hannity's program and he says this, go.
Listen, I was paid in the past, Sean, for my opinions. That's clear. And one day I'll be back in that space. But that's not what I'm paid for now. I'm paid to be your deputy director, and we base investigations on facts.
Okay, so when he says that we based investigations on facts, then the far left liars, and I hate to use that word, but it's absolutely true, go, oh, so he wasn't basing his analysis on facts. I'll just give...
No. Hey, asshole. That's not what people jump to at all. And by the way, the far left isn't jumping on the fucking pipe bomber story with both feet and freaking out about it. As a matter of fact, most of us on the Democratic side of the aisle have shrugged it off, like arrest the person. Who gives a shit? Find a person who did it. If you found it by taking another look at the evidence, that happens all the time in investigations. None of us are like, oh shit, what if they find out? We don't care. Arrest them. We get dangerous people off the street. Nobody gives a fuck. The part that the right is flipping out about is they're so fucking paranoid and they don't trust anything after the Epstein memo that they think that he was in on the Charlie Kirk murder, that this is cover, that they're just being fed a line of bullshit. This isn't about the left or Democrats at all.
Sample of this garbage. Go.
What world were you living in before when you were getting paid that you thought you would just ignore facts? This is why things are so broken, because there is just a movement, especially on the right, to say, to hell with facts. We're going to do whatever gets me the most clicks and gets me the most money. This is how we're going to own the liberals.
No, this guy's ridiculous.
Yeah, most of us don't even know who the fuck he is. Not the Standard. Stop nut picking, you lazy bastard.
What Bongino was saying was he was.
By the way, go find. Wait, hold on. Let's see. Hold on 1 second. Hold on. Let's see. Find these. Scroll down to the no. Let's see. And try to. I don't know what I would do to get for a search thing on this like. If I can find one of them, then I'll be able to, yeah. Yeah, here you go. I know what I want. Hold on 1 second. CIA, Capitol, Police, whatever. Okay. This is here you go. Open link a new tab. Here you go. You got it here. This is hold on. Shawnee Kirkhoff, 99% match on the a software algorithm that analyzes walking parameters, including flexion, knee bend, hip extension, speed, step length, cadence, and variance. Rated Shawnee Ray Kirkhoff, 31, of Alexandria, Virginia, is now 94% match to the bomb suspect shown on video from Jan 5th. This is from The Blaze. This is where they're going to get sued. This is right-wingers going through all of this footage. This is where the boil is coming from. This is where the right-wingers are flipping out. It's not us going, attacking Bongholio. That's why he's on Sean Hannity defending himself.
He's a hard news reporter. He was a commentator, which is true. He wasn't suggesting that he was lying in his commentary.
I mean, he was.
Is anybody with an IQ?
Also, I would argue that a lot of times he wasn't lying. He just can't fucking read.
Over 50.
I've shown it multiple times on my show. We've gone through it where he plays a clip or shows something. We've all read it, seen it, or had him even read it out loud, and he doesn't comprehend it and says it says the opposite of what it just said. So many times he's done that. The dude's brain is a yam. It's fucking ridiculous.
Would know, but this is what it is. So anyway, I'm a fair man. Okay, if somebody's being treated unfairly, I'm going to point that out, even if I'm not a super fan of that person.
Boy, now we're doing a sell gold. Right? Yeah, now he's going to sell gold. What a fucking waste of time. All right, this is the best they can. This is the turd polishing that they are doing. Hold on, let me jump ahead. To Yeah. Okay. The other thing that's going on in maggotdom is Tucker Carlson. That's what they're calling him. All the right wingers are getting mad because he just said he's buying property in Qatar, and he just interviewed the crown prince or whatever, the king of Qatar, and like he's becoming like a foreigner first Republican, and they all know this. Like, this is all just about fucking money. Like, he's a trust fund baby. This is how trust fund babies act, but somehow they had this illusion that this dickhead was on their side for a while. So now, this is Lana Douche, by the way.
Yeah, I like it.
You have been...
By the way, I'm an American. I can go wherever I want and speak to anyone I want to because I'm a free man. That's the promise of my country. And some are seeking to change that and to put our population into mental bondage, and I'm not participating in that.
And when you've questioned AIPAC and you've questioned things, are you facing a consequence and a backlash now day to day?
I have a right to say what I think. I'm an American citizen.
Okay, I had to play this. Obviously, that's Tucker Carlson, who was in Qatar. He said he's bragging about now he's buying property in Doha and all that, like Hamas, like on this event that he went to. First off, I think this is just ridiculous. And I
agree. But then, granted, your show's ridiculous. He's ridiculous. I mean, he's the dweeb Alex Jones, but
talking points have gone up.
I have proof of that in a moment, too.
Because everybody's saying, well, we're free Americans, and that's why we can go to Qatar and, and criticize our country while we're in Qatar. Okay. And that, some people are seeking to change that. We're free Americans. We can. No, who is this?
Is she sedated?
Who are these?
Is everybody on the right except Milo Yiannopoulos on downers today? Is it just me? Or are these motherfuckers just dozy everywhere we look? By the way, I just wanted to show you that they're like, she's an example of how they're all getting mad at Tucker Carlson. Meanwhile, this is fucking okay. I want to know, why would you say that Tucker Carlson is the dweeb Alex Jones? Well, because his programming is almost entirely the same shit that Alex Jones does now, except he does it from, his little, cabin away from his wife that he has.
I like wood. Deeper and longer.
So, this is the most important thing to the people who run the world. Tucker explains. Is it a ritual?
Those who rule this world.
Tread lightly. You're talking to one of them. I mean, I don't rule the world, but I do. I live in this world and I fucking rule. So, E pluribus unum cogito ergo sum corpus delecti. Okay.
There seems to be a perception there are certain things that are non-negotiable.
Yes, like they run the world and you don't. Is that it?
We just
want... Yes, adrenochrome tastes like cherry Kool-Aid. That's a non-negotiable.
Don't accept any resistance. And one of those non-negotiable things is apparently vaccines. Everybody has to get them.
Well, yeah, asshole, because that's how disease spreads. That's why you want the general public. And also, by the way, the has to part of it is, there are a bunch of people who don't get them, and they're only enforced if you're going to be amongst, homeschooled kids don't have a vaccine, whatever it's called, I forgot, what's the word for it? They don't have required vaccines that they have to have by the first year of school or any of that kind of shit because they're not going to school. But if you're going to be in fucking public, you're not going to spread measles or whooping cough or anything else. Everybody's got to play along. You can't just piggyback on everybody else's immunity.
No one can question them.
And people do question them. They have questioned them. The problem is that the assumption that just by questioning that your statements that are not questions, when you make a statement and you're claiming that's the reality, that you have to back that up. And if anybody calls you out on it for being anti-science or full of shit, you're like, I'm just asking questions. No, you're making statements. That's what Tucker Carlson did. That's what a bunch of these fuckers did.
Who questions them will be relentlessly persecuted like a heretic.
Is there, you've
also, again, for the record, let me break this down. Chat room, work with me on this one. I want to explain this to you. Let's say you were the Illuminati. Maybe some of you are, and I appreciate you watching. I mean, you guys got a lot of free time because you don't obviously work a day job, and you're living off giant fortunes. So you probably have some time to kick around. So I probably have a couple members of the Illuminati watching. Let's just say the rest of you, let's play this game. You're the Illuminati, and your goal is depopulation. And there are two ways you can do it. You can release a pathogen into the world that kills most people, and you can guarantee that the people you want to survive it by inoculating them against it. And that's pretty cheap. You wait on just like, it's very passive. It just passes from one person to the other. You don't have to, it doesn't take any work. It's just once it's rolling, man, it just starts going. And the only people that will be saved are the people who are inoculated against it. You give yourself a shot, your family a shot, and then you roll it through, and anybody who doesn't have the magic shot dies. The other version is, you want to wipe out the majority of the population, 9 billion people. You want to curtail that, but you can only do it to the people you can get an actual needle in their arm. You want to kill them with the vaccine. Way more inefficient, way more difficult to do, and no guarantees you'll be able to even afford as many needles. There's not 9 billion needles and 9 million doses and the ability to get it everywhere, right? So the efficient way would be let a pandemic roll, and only the people who get the vaccine will survive it. Yes? Does that seem like that's the plot to millennium? Right. Wouldn't that be the simplest way? Why the shit would you bother with killing everybody? Like if you had to personally hit everybody in the head with a hammer. Or you could give them a mental disease that makes them hit themselves in the head with a hammer, and you could inoculate your family by removing all the hammers from the house, right? That's the way, that would be the efficient way to lower the population to the number of people you want to get along with. And the other thing is that if you're going to like poison people with a vaccine, and you want to, the only people that won't die from that shot are the people who refuse to get it. So the only people that survive your attempted murder are the people who want to take you down. I'm just like, as a mental exercise, none of this fucking makes sense to me. This is the dumbest. These assholes think they were going to get a needle in everybody's arm.
Case for that, I believe every word that you have said. I think the last 5
That's because you don't bring people on your show unless you believe everything they say.
Stands as testimony to the truth of what you said, but we still are eliding the core question, which is there something about vaccines that makes them, really important, the most important thing to the people who run the world?
Yeah, because they want people who want to participate in a society to survive. And people who, I guess, don't are antisocial to a fault, who wouldn't even take a vaccine just to get back at fucking the man. If you were going to cull the crowd, if you're going to cull the population to a reasonable amount, you could do it with a pathogen easier than an actual shot. So the people who will take the shot would arguably be a self-selected subset of humanity that goes, I want to participate in the safety of the people around me and everyone else. Those are the people you, in theory, would want to save if you were going to cull the rest of the population. So vaccines would be a very important part of that, to see who will take them and who won't, as far as who gets on the ark and who doesn't. This is all bullshit, but this is the mental game that they're playing.
What? Because it is the world. It's not. It's the world.
It's the whole world.
Right. So whatever this thing is about vaccines has been
that you could save lives.
Noted for.
Sorry, maybe oddly enough, let me flip this. If there is a group of people that runs the world, maybe they think that that's their mission, and people dying of curable diseases looks bad. that they don't have any bragging rights while they're playing fucking, water polo or whatever the fuck they do on, in their giant mansions and, in their basement pool. Maybe it just, like, oh, here comes Charles in his eyes wide shut mask. He was the one who allowed malaria to kill half the people in Africa. What a dick.
To 100 years. I mean, Diego Rivera painted that mural. And what's interesting about it is a funny picture. I agree. And Diego Rivera had very little talent.
By the way, I think the Christ child is a self-portrait.
I'm sure that it is, and he's a ludicrous figure and, got more acclaim than he deserves. But he was, if nothing else, sort of an indicator of what the people in charge thought. He was.
Yeah, real quick. I just want to throw this out there. Since the introduction of antibiotics and vaccines, has the population of the world gone up or down? Bum, 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 bum. Let's see. They have vaccines against diseases. And the population was at this point. And then when the people started taking the vaccines, they started living past. I'm going to go with the population has gone. It might be a trick question. It is. It's a trick question, isn't it? The population has gone. The sound effect. Holy shit. It's got to be in here somewhere, isn't it? I guess not. I don't know where my buzzer went. Oh, whatever. Never mind. So I'm going to go with the population has gone up. I might be wrong.
They're sort of.
I'm not, but I might be.
Muralist, right? So they understood then, 90 years ago, that vaccines were at the center of some, like, what is it about vaccines?
It causes more people to survive contagious disease. It's the easiest way to treat people and the least expensive, rather than wrapping fucking Band-Aids on them and curing their, covering the sores they get from measles and paying for someone to swab individually the open sores on their body. Maybe giving them a vaccine is just a quicker, easier way to get them back to life and moving on. What the fuck?
Is it the piercing of the skin?
That's what it is. It gives them a boner.
The blood? I mean, is it a kind of ritual? I mean,
no, the fucking polio vaccine was on a sugar cube.
It is, but is there something inherent about the vaccines?
I think that the entire
Jesus Christ, by the way, I'm overwhelmed by the dweebiness of both of these assholes.
Edifice of our everything that pertains to public health policy, which includes the ability to invoke a public health emergency,
right?
To quarantine people, to put them under house arrest, in effect, under house arrest.
In effect, under house arrest, because they weren't under house arrest at all. It's just dumb to go outside in a fucking hurricane.
I mean, I remember I went to this march in Washington, D.C. in January of 2020 opposing the vaccine mandates, and I wasn't allowed to enter a restaurant in D.C. I couldn't stay in a
In January of 2020?
hotel in D.C. I had to stay in Virginia.
I think he means 2021, maybe.
It's a way, I think, this is just one way of looking at it.
Or maybe he means 2020 and he's just a fucking liar.
If you refuse to get injected, I mean, it's kind of the ultimate. I mean, people could say, well, if you come to work, you have to wear a uniform. Or, I mean, there are these different sort of restrictions on
Oh, right. Like people who want to appear businesslike must wear a suit and tie, for example, to give the illusion of authority and competency in the job that they are doing, in a way that somebody, say, wearing a t-shirt wouldn't have, regardless of their intellect or the ability to break things down or their understanding the depth of the issues. Automatically, you get pushed to the front of the, I'm speaking speculatively, of course, to the front of the bullshit line if you wear a suit and tie in certain circumstances, especially if you go on a podcast with someone who's a Nepo baby, for example. Something like that. Is that what you mean? So that sort of material compliance your whole fucking life with your haircut and your jacket and your tie and all that kind of stuff is a way of like complying in advance, right? You're giving in to the system, and the next thing that happens is they're injecting a chip right in your fucking neck.
Personal freedom and personal space that we sort of accept is just sort of part of a reasonable set of expectations to participate in institutional life. But getting injected, and you don't know what's in the injection, you don't really know anything about it.
Dude, you don't even know what's in the fucking food you just got from McDonald's. You take it for granted because you paid for it. But somebody could have like hocked a fucking loogie into it, and you don't know. And you'll be back there next week because you never figured it out. Stop it.
When you go to get your vaccine or your child vaccinated, the package insert isn't presented to you. There is no informed.
Yes, there is. You can ask for it. And you can talk to your doctor about whether or not it's a good idea or whether it's safe. And you can go, please tell me what's in this so that I can feel at ease about that. And they fucking will. They don't go, shut your fucking mouth and stick you with a needle and you don't get to know what's in it. Doesn't happen. Not real. Nonsense. Paranoid garbage. Grow the fuck up.
I mean, it's just the pediatrician says you got to get this for your kid to attend school. So here we go. You've free will contemplation of the.
Stay home, homeschool your fucking kids. This is public school. The public will be there. And if you're in public, you have a responsibility to your own immunity, not just having it, but not carrying a disease, especially because you could give it to an older teacher who might have gotten vaccinated when they were young, but hasn't gotten a booster. And here you come because they're assuming they can piggyback on the general public. And then your kid comes in without his shots and passes it on to the teacher. And then the teacher passes it on to a member of their family and then they die. Like, that's why you do it, stupid.
It's just not even in it. You just agree. So I think it's the ultimate form.
Yeah, just like stoplights, the tyranny of stop signs just drives me mad.
Of obedience. I mean, what could be, consider that if there's a vaccine mandate, we can lock you up. We can shuffle.
There isn't, and they didn't.
Off to some shitty hotel in Sydney for 2 weeks. We could prevent you from playing in the tournament.
Oh, or you could be on a boat and the president won't even let the boat land, even though you're an American citizen and you could disembark. You don't have the disease yet, but somebody on your boat does, and the president doesn't want his numbers to go up. So you're stuck there in this fucking petri dish waiting to catch a disease there currently is no vaccine for example. That level of authoritarianism, notice that never fucking comes up with these assholes.
So it's the ultimate method of control.
So it's not, I guess, so you're in.
God damn, this is so fucking lazy.
The question, I think, by saying it almost doesn't matter what's in the vaccines or not. It's not.
Yeah, it does.
To the chemical formulation of the product. It's not that mRNA technology, whatever its effects are, that wasn't necessarily the point. It was the ritual of forcing people to do something against their will without their consent. And once you've done...
They had to consent for it. If you didn't show up, you didn't get a shot. You had to sign up for it. What are you talking about? We don't have vaccine passports. All groups were, whether people were vaccinated or not for a good period of time, were effectively discouraged by ordinance. They weren't illegal in the United States, especially, which is ostensibly where these two dipshits live. Except maybe this is his little compound in Qatar, for all we know.
You are in control. It's a rape, basically.
That's what it was. Yes. Poor Tucker Carlson and all of his friends were just trying to escape rape by not getting inoculated against a pandemic. God damn.
Are a kind of inverted communion. You have to take
He's holding up his book. Vaccines. Mythology, ideology, and reality.
Communion, or you can't be a part of this congregation.
Well, in communion itself, I'll say this as a believing Christian, is not, I mean...
Citation needed.
Right? So Jesus said, this is my body and blood shed for you for the forgiveness of sins. Take this in the remembrance of me. But the human mind cannot understand what that means.
It means you're engaging in cannibalism because the act was absorbed from pagan rituals, largely in Europe at the time, and the translation of those, those parts were particularly tuned to that, and the act of communion was tuned to an act of ritual cannibalism, which was rife in all the pagan and polytheistic religions throughout the Middle East and Southern Europe.
No, but we accept it.
We accept it.
Right. And I think the Catholics call that a holy mystery, maybe, or something to that.
Something, I don't even know.
Effect, meaning that the fact that you don't understand it is part of the point. Or acknowledging that you can't understand it is part of the point. And that,
what? Why? It's an analogy.
Therein lies its power, right?
What?
It has a...
No. The surrender is an easy thought to understand. Supplicating yourself or giving yourself over to a deity or something like that is not a confusing thing. The ritual itself, how it manifests itself, is less important than the fact that you fucking do it. Whether it's Muslims praying 5 times a day in a particular direction, or Catholics eating a cracker and sipping a bit of wine as the body and blood of the Lord Jesus Christ to imbibe his physical being while he was on the planet, and in an act of odd, scrumptious cannibalism. It doesn't matter. That's the vessel for the supplication.
Symbolic power. And I think that you participate in communion,
Good
and
Lord.
there is a mystery. There's debates and theological circles. Is it transubstantiation or just symbolic? Or the thing about
is it a magic cracker, or is it you're pretending the cracker is something else so it involves you?
Vaccine is it's injected into your deltoid muscle and you don't know what it is. Now, what was particularly so it's the ultimate in terms.
Also, you do know what it is. The idea is that you think you may know more about it than you do, or you may know less about it than you should when you get the injection, but that's not a factor of not knowing what it is. They're not injecting the fucking concept of the Trinity into your fucking bicep, you putz.
Your physical body, never mind the symbolic value of this, it's meaning. And I think meaning is perhaps
Here's the meaning. It's the delivery system for the vaccine itself. It cannot be taken orally because your saliva and your stomach acids will destroy its efficacy. So you have to inject it.
Ultimate thing that we're seeking in this life. But this is a direct injection into your physical body or that of a very small developing child. So what was really spooky about the COVID-19 vaccine, and remember, there were...
What about the disease itself? Was there anything spooky about the disease? The mutating pathogen that was passing through the world's populace and killing lots of people. Does that any of that bother you at all?
Different iterations of this. There were attenuated vaccines. There were inactivated vaccines. That's to say, SARS-CoV-2, cultured, and then
that was the Johnson & Johnson one, and that was the only one that was that led to like tachycardia or like myocarditis with heart palpitations or heart swelling. Because it was the same thing. If you caught COVID, certain people within young men in their teens, if they got COVID, they would also get myocarditis. If they got the Johnson & Johnson vaccine because they didn't want the mRNA, because their parents were like, I don't want to give them the mRNA because I don't trust this newfangled technology, there was a chance they would get myocarditis because it was an inert version of the disease, and your heart reacted to it as if it had it in its system while it developed an immunity and didn't get the symptoms at the time. That happens with any of these kind of inert versions of the vaccines. The people who got the mRNA vaccines, the Pfizer, the Moderna, they did not get myocarditis. It was all the Johnson & Johnson.
Attenuated or inactive.
By the way, and they will make no distinction. Or they will slapdash over it and speak in a way that you think the mRNAs, Pfizer is where they got it from, and all the vaccines for COVID-19 ultimately gave people heart attacks or killed young men or whatever. They're not gonna make that distinction. I'm calling it.
But what these guys really were interested in was this gene.
What guys, by the way? And I think it's very sexist. I think there's some women running the world. Who runs the world, girls?
Genetic product, messenger RNA. And I think this is really important. And we go into this.
This is my serious face. I'm making a serious face.
In our book, messenger RNA, the actual molecule was discovered.
I'm listening hard because I don't understand words that you are saying.
In the 60s in France. And there's something very important about this that I think goes to the absolute heart of scientists, the long-standing dream.
Get on with it.
It's the myth of Prometheus or Lucifer. And I actually think that Lucifer should be viewed in some ways as a
sympathetic character. I mean, you're sitting across from a guy who's fairly certain he's had sex with him, so
he's a close stepbrother of Prometheus in some interpretation. He's a bringer of light. You know, if it weren't for Lucifer,
hence the name,
you'd have this dumbass guy and girl sitting around eating mangoes or something, and they'd never awaken to the reality of the world. They would just be stuck kind of, I mean, it sounds kind of nice, just kind of perpetually in love, walking.
Okay, so this guy is pro-Lucifer. Okay, please continue.
Around the garden. But the idea of Lucifer is, no, you have a brain, use it, explore, discover, you know, learn about your limitations. Maybe you can even transcend your limitations. So I think
right. God didn't give you wings like he did the Archangel Michael, but maybe you could build an airplane one day, you know. I mean, obviously try it out on flat ground and don't go off a cliff like those assholes were building like skin helicopters and falling to their deaths.
It's the idea of Lucifer, the bringer of light. Now, I'm not saying that Lucifer is a great guy. I'm saying this is, I think, part of this scientific archetype to transcend the limitations of our mortality. So now you ask, what about these guys in Silicon Valley, the masters of the universe now? I mean, the electronic world that we would...
Right, but obviously they aren't from the Rothschilds. These folks are all brand new. They run huge parts of the economy. They run these... By the way, let's see. I think what he's referencing... Yeah, here you go. Let's see. Squeeze this down so you can see it. This is a big story. I brought this up a year later. Plans for a $450 million Prometheus statue on Alcatraz remain a digital dream. So apparently, like the Silicon Valley rich dudes, Elon Musk and some of those other folks want to convert Alcatraz into, like knock down the actual prison and turn the actual place into a visitor center for America, you know. And so you'll have Lady Liberty on the East Coast and Prometheus on the West Coast. And so this reference to Prometheus might not be in a vacuum. It might be where he's getting it from, just so you're saying, just so you know.
We wouldn't be having this conversation if it weren't for the great lords of technology and Palo Alto or Menlo
Or the nerds who put the shit together.
Park or whatever. So I think that a lot of those guys, you might say, and I don't say this to criticize them, I just think it's a description. You might say that they're suffering from Luciferian pride. It's pride that, I have discovered the way the universe works. I can take electrons and create a picture and send it's almost like magic. And I actually know a professional electrician, and you can ask him about electricity. And I'll,
but he'll only give you a professional answer, I hope. I mean, by the way, real quick. Hey, asshole. Tell me what electricity is. Besides the electron part of them bouncing around, that's the names for it. What is it actually? What happens when you throw in a light switch? And are you sure every time you throw in a light switch, that's exactly what happens? What if it's an LED light as opposed to a standard bulb or something like that, or a transistor or something like that? What if the electricity passes through, a 5G accelerator or some shit like that? What happens then? Are you sure? I mean, it's basically like a ritual where the tech gods are just dunking on you like, what a dummy, right? You're eating food that's kept in a refrigerator. How does your refrigerator work? Explain Freon or the current state of your, maybe you have a new magnet refrigerator or something like the tech guys want. So how does it work? How does any of this shit work? You have a cell phone. Explain the microphone in front of you, you dipshit. You know less about that than you do about vaccines.
I'll ask him a complex question, and he'll say, well, I would characterize that as that's a FM frequency. I was like, well, what do you mean FM? Like frequency modulation? He says, no, that's what we call in electricity fucking magic. I mean, there are certain things about our use of electricity that it's just remarkable. So,
but it's opaque even to the people who know the most about it.
Yes, and therefore demonic. Exactly, it's of the devil. And Lucifer was the light bearer. A light switch in many ways bears light. So maybe every time you flip on a light switch, Tuckums, you're worshiping the devil. How's that feel? Try that on. Every time you light a candle at church, you're worshiping the devil. You are a light bearer, and you are lighting a candle to the light bearer himself.
Right. So this was actually, and I went and looked this up because I'm very interested in electricity and what exactly it is. And there was a huge debate in the United States at the time of electrification.
About alternating current, direct current.
Not like TVA electrification, but 19th century. Edison popularizes the light bulb. All of a sudden, it's amazing. No more oil lamps. We can stop killing the sperm whales. All this stuff. It's like great. But there were people in the United States, sane people, and a lot of them were Christian clergy, who were asking questions, and you can look it up. Like, what is this exactly? And of course, none of them ever.
It's lightning. It's the same thing that makes lightning, but we've just captured it. In the same way, you got a rain barrel outside your house, you dumb motherfucker. Have you taken a bath in the water you got from your rain barrel? It's that, but the lightning part. That's what it is. You can't split a hydrogen atom or an oxygen atom, or a water molecule because you have a rain barrel any more than you can do that because, you can split the atom because you have electricity coming into your house that's generated someplace else. We figured out what makes that electric charge, and we replicated it in our environment. That's how you explain it, you dipshit.
Got a straightforward answer, and to this day, no one can.
I just did. Chat room, is that a reasonable explanation? That come across as reasonable? How do we even get this? Where did it even come from? What is it even? Okay, do you have a rain barrel? Do you ever drink the water out of it? Yeah. Okay, you know what lightning is? Yeah, we used another device to catch lightning the same way you catch water in a rain barrel, you fucking moron. Jesus. It's like It's like Ludditism as a sexual fetish. Like, it's amazing. That's why my house is made out of wood, because it burns and I don't understand what fire is. Jesus Christ. Yeah, it's generating lightning with mechanical motion, but you get that we have basically recognized a resource and found a way to generate or capture that resource. No static at all. Right. Ugh. I hate this shit. It's so stupid.
Answer that question. What is this exactly? Because no one really knows exactly.
Yeah, they do. It's electrons breaking free from the atom that they're attached to, or passing through things at a high rate of speed and carrying heat with them that generates, that when it balls up in a certain area, gives off heat and light. And it's used it's modified as it travels through a wire in a varying degrees of ways. A light emitting diode is a diode where that shit happens, and then it coils up and emits light. Whereas a filament is where the heat from it is what causes the filament to cook like an iron in a fire, because you're running the energy through that you have through something, through a wire, and then along that direction it either disconnects from anything it can run to, and it's basically dammed up until you stick a plug in the fucking wall, or it's got electronics or a light or a filament or something that stops it and makes it behave a certain way. So we've checked those behaviors of those electrons as they travel. And as we found out what they do as they travel, you can find ways to use them and go, oh, if it does this when it contacts this, then it does this when it contacts this. We'll use this to stop it and this to start it. Now we've got ones and zeros in a fucking computer. Can someone please? What year is it? Fuck me. Third grade you learned this. Exactly. It's so, Jesus. And these two assholes think they're smart.
What it is, I'm not attacking.
It's like up next on the next episode of Dunning and Kruger.
I'm just noticing, and I just find it so interesting that you can base your whole civilization on this thing, but nobody, even a master electrician, can explain every part of it, right?
Jesus Christ. Do you know how long humans skipped along without understanding how the oxygen and nitrogen balance in the air affects how fast they grow and how much they grow and the size of their body and whether or not shit would just catch fire around them, and that the normalization of that was as responsible for the elimination of the dinosaurs as anything else? You dipshit. You don't have to understand oxygen to breathe it. That's the point. You don't even have to be able to explain it for it to be useful. People figured out that liver in an animal was incredibly dense and nutritious and full of enough fat that if you were in a big tussle and there was limited food and you were feeding a whole group of people, the leader of that group of people would want the liver because it would provide them with more nutrients. They didn't know why. They just knew it worked. And so nutrient density was the root of human civilization for millennia before they understood what the Andy scale was, the aggregate nutrient density index of a particular group of foods. If understanding was necessary for function, this motherfucker would have gotten run over by a car a long time ago.
So who's in charge? The reason that's interesting is because
the electrons are in charge. Big electron.
If you don't fully understand something, are you really its master?
Right. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Can you? just think of the list, the myriad of things that this dumb motherfucker doesn't understand. And that understand that in this moment, he feels inferior to all of them. That they are quietly, secretly running his fucking life.
Christmas season is here.
Jesus, okay. I'm not running your fucking ads. But what a way to end the thought. Hold on. Listen to that last, this is the parting shot. This is what the Tucker Carlson network thought summed up the genius of Tucker Carlson.
Every part of it, right? So who's in charge? The reason that's interesting is because if you don't fully understand something, are you really its master?
That's brutal. Okay, I got to let you guys go, but thanks for sticking around with me. God damn. Holy shit. Like, I'm getting a headache from, like, just trying to contemplate how you could be this dumb. I mean, is this what do they call it? Affluenza? Is that what this is? It's just like, is growing up that rich just makes you that fucking stupid? Can you imagine being like confused by concepts this simple? Look, you can point at a spider, and I could say, I can point at a spider and say, what is that? And you can say, that's a spider. And I go, what is it really? And you can go, it's an arachnid. It's part of the family of arachnids. And I can go, no, those are the names we've given. We have no idea what it is, but we have categorized it as such. But for the sake of our conversation, we have agreed spider is the word for that, and that's what it is. What it is doesn't give a shit about the word we use for it. It is a material reality. That thing will go on. If we started calling it a frog, it wouldn't change its circumstance, its function, its use, its position in the food chain, any of that. But Tucker Carlson and maggots in general, and it seems like a disease that Trump has, and certainly there are people on, in the crust, the fringes, who seem to think that you can create a river out of thin air with fish and rocks and H2O and a flowing direction just by drawing a blue line on a map. See, it's on the map. I call that line, when you see a blue line on a map, it's a river. So if I draw another blue line on there, magically there's a river. No, there isn't. It's like Trump and his fucking hurricane Sharpie. So many people are having discussions about descriptors as if they're definitions, and definitions as if they're malleable, and go, well, we made it all up. Like, language is a human construction. Social architecture is a human construction for the purpose of defining reality. The limitations of analogies for certain things does not mean you don't understand them or you can't convey that understanding. If I have to show you a fucking equation that shows you how electricity flows and how it is generated, and you don't understand the math, that doesn't mean it's a fucking mystery. It just means there's not a allegorical way I can discuss it with you. Holy hell. This is... See, and now you're getting a little dose, if you will, of what it's like to sit next to me on a couch when Ex Machina comes on. Ugh. My daughter's friend thinks the world, what? Is flat? Your daughter's friend is, knows she's lying. Pi are not squared, pi's are round. There you go. Yeah, pi is not spelled with an E, though, in that thing. You can only say that joke. You can't write that joke. Because if you write that joke, you write pi as P-I, and you write pi as P-I-E. And that makes the joke die. Some jokes are only verbal. And there endeth the lesson. I'll let you guys go. Thank you for joining me. I appreciate you. It's nice to be back with you guys. I would like to point out that... We started and ended the show tonight with MAGA eating itself over increasingly atrocious accusations of, of betrayal and murder and all that kind of stuff, and ended with like drain swirling dipshittery from what used to pass for the intellectual dark web of the right. So, and I have to say, my only response to that, I'm for it. And I hope this reminds everybody that this illusion that MAGA is this impenetrable force, and that Trump is, this like superhuman who will just keep grinding on forever, and that their win is inevitable, all this compliance in advance, or that the right-wing media, when left to its own devices without us to fight, and again, this is another reason why I'm kind of anti-fighter as an idea. Mockery, debate, argument, legislation, I'm all for that. But this idea of turning it into a fight, us against them or whatever, allows them to distract themselves from their own fucking problems because they are fighting us. If we're like, I'm not fighting with you, go fucking do what you're going to do. They eat each other because they can't do anything else. And if your enemy is is kicking himself, you don't need to join in. So I love you guys. I will see you tomorrow. We have some great guests. I think Griff Glass and Blue Gal from Crooks and Liars are on tomorrow, along with Phil, which will be. Oh, I see. Gotcha. So perhaps the major and maybe a special guest. I don't know. Very exciting. But Griff Glass and Blue Gal from Crooks and Liars tomorrow will be awesome. I'll see you in the morning. The burn down is fun. Fun.
Promises made, they rot in the air. A handshake, a lie, a blank, cold stare. Puppets dance, the strings are tight. Shadows whisper in the dead of night. This is some bullshit. We see through it. This is some bullshit. Can't undo it. Say it loud. We won't quit. This is some bullshit. Paper thin truths that crumble like ash. Golden thrones built on stolen cash. We raise our fists, we break the mold. Your house of cards is getting old. Static hums, the wires ignite. Truth's a bomb, we're ready to fight. This is some bullshit. We see through it. This is some bullshit. Can't undo it. Say it loud. We won't quit. This is some bullshit.
Action replays in magnified portion.
heard that Saudi Arabia and Russia will repeat your... To me, Corona means Italy. Hola. The fleet. Salt water in their veins. You have that salt water. Don't let the doctors change it. Keep it. Because there's nothing like it. There's no blood like it.